The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Introducing Pubcoin. Pubcoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into Pubcoins. Pubcoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nusflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97 home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich, Joe's one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no, Fanatical Jim.
'Started from the corporate be the low shack. Legendary sports handicap, more dapper than a dawn. another young phenom known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio Bizarre, is a man named Slaughter, and he flipped the script. No competition in this they quit the trip. But we say we be pubbing, better with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Leche.
What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? 18 games in Major League Baseball. Does it get any better than this, I ask you? And the answer is no, it doesn't. 18 games, man. I can't wait. And we have one popping off in 8 minutes. We got to get after it right now. We're going to say the what-ups and all of that here shortly. But Athletics Tampa Bay Rays, first pitch in 8 minutes. Please welcome the star of Wednesdays here and a phenomenal season being had by our next guest. 91-76, 54.5% here on the show, plus 14.12 units ROI, plus 8.46% every time, plus 108 minutes till first pitch. Please welcome our friend from Los Angeles, California, Wine Time Sports. Wine Time, what's good, man? How are you?
Jimmy the Bag. Happy Wednesday, my friend. Yeah, you said it. We've got a game kicking off here in about 8 minutes, so let's get right to it. Shout out to everyone in the chat, though. Tampa Bay Rays, Oakland Athletics. Jimmy, take it away. Let's get to it.
Georgia Steinbrenner Field. Let's get into the weather. I have moved on game 2 at 12:35, but I haven't moved on this one. 84 Fahrenheit, feels like 90. You have some possible drizzle early. That's getting less and less as the day goes, but it's more and more as the day goes on. But we thought it might be an issue. It's unclear whether it will be. They thought it was going to be. Now it's not. But the precipitation chances raise as the day goes on. Starts at 14%, 16% at 1, 25% at 2, 42% at 3, and so on. Right to left is the wind, 8 miles per hour, gets up to 9.8 miles per hour. Ballpark Pal has George M. Steinbrenner Field as the third most offensive ballpark today, plus 14% overall runs, plus 30% homers, plus 1% doubles and triples, and plus 1% singles. We have Mitch Spence, who has earned the opportunity to be a starter on this Athletics squad. 2-3, 3.82 ERA, 1.30 WHIP, 63 2/3, 55 strikeouts. His last start, he allowed 3 runs, 2 of which were earned in a 3-0 loss at the Yankees. 5 Ks, 4 walks. It was a difficult 5 innings, but he got through it, and he gave his team a chance to win. He's thrown in 13 games on the road, but he's only started 2 of them. Overall, his road numbers are very good, and we see that with these athletic pitchers. You know, it's a little bandbox they play in at home, and now they're playing in another bandbox here, George M. Steinbrenner Field. Lefties rake against them. So let's quickly take a look at the lineups here. How many lefties are here that could rake Spence? And Josh Lowe, Brandon Lau, lefty. Diaz is a righty. Aranda, lefty. Mangum is a switchy. Then you have Simpson in center field, lefty, and Matt Thaiss, who you know well, Wine Time from his days as an Angel, batting left at catcher. So there are some lefties that could hurt him. Then you have Pepio coming off getting destroyed at Baltimore. It was a shock. He'd been pitching very well. He'd been pitching very well on the road. It was a big shock. Righties hit him much harder than lefties. So far this season, righties are hitting 274 with an 809 OPS. Rays are raking all righties. 283, 812 last 30 days. Both bullpens have been poor. The A's bullpen's actually a 4.99 ERA last 30 days is as good as we've seen them. But they're trash. We know that. A's versus righties, 247, 17 OPS. I've not moved on this game. Let's hear from you guys in the chat. Who has moved in this game that pops off in 5 minutes? When we take a look at this line history here, we have this total at 9, minus 110 to the under. This did drop to 8.5 for a cup of coffee. It's back up at 9. Overall, 5 cents of movement towards the under. And on the money line, we have the Rays at minus 194. So we've seen this big move to the A's. A's have gone from plus 196 to plus 176, 20 cents of movement towards them. And when we take a look at the board, the interleague games are now coming up finally. Okay, good. When we take a look at the board here, I know this is an interleague game, but they were missing earlier. We have 64% of the tickets, 64% of the cash on the Rays, and a 20-cent move to the A's. 80% of tickets on the under, 82% of cash on the under. Jerry Davis on the first 5 under 4.5. Kristen Hess on the over 9. Ronnie Lofton on the over 8.5. And so is sports scientist Jacob. Take it away here for us, Wine Time. Nothing has got me to the window as of yet. Can you change my mind? Are you moving on this one?
Yeah, Jim, the only thing I haven't moved on this game quite yet. The only thing I'm looking at here in this spot would be the Rays team total over 4.5. I think Mitch Spence is actually vulnerable here in this spot, especially when they get to that bullpen. If Mitch Spence only goes 5 or 6, I don't trust that Oakland Athletics bullpen by any means. And you mentioned it. I mean, what is it? 7 lefties in this lineup for the Rays. They're set up for success here against Mitch Spence, but this is going to end up being a pass for me. It's too close to first pitch. I didn't move on this. I have a lean towards the team total over. I'm not going to officially give that out, though, on the show here. Just because we did have some slight movement towards the Athletics, or actually not some slight, 10, 15 cents towards their way since the opening line. So that's what's going to ultimately keep me off this game. The Rays haven't been playing as good a baseball the last 5 games, losing 4 out of the last 5, losing the last 3 games here. I think this is a get-right spot for them to score runs here, and seeing them at a minus 200. I know Ryan Pebio's on the mound. He's their number 1, but I don't know. Everything doesn't correlate enough for me to take this. The only thing I could move on would be the team total for the Rays. Like I said, they touch up Spence a little bit, maybe get 2 or 3 runs off him, and then they get to that bullpen and they finish it off there. But it's going to ultimately be a pass for me, unfortunately, in this game. When we cap game 2 later on, might have a play in that one. Curious to see what happens here in game 1. But for me, nothing on this spot, Jim.
Nothing for me either. This is not appealing enough. Redbeard on the Rays on the run line, same as Michael Johnson, both on the Rays on the run line. We have cappers on the over, cappers on the under. A 9 legacy on the Rays, a first 5 minus a half, and the under 4.5. It just doesn't work for me. And I'm off of this spot. Let's say what up to the cappers and then get into game 2, which I do have a move on. A very quickly wine time for your own record keeping here on the show. You had a Braves Yankees money line parlay on Friday. That Braves game was wiped out with the pitching change. So that was a casher. Now it's a minus 256. Still cashes a unit, but the Braves side of it was cut. So that's not a loss. That's a win here for record keeping. And I didn't realize that it happened. I was so angry on Friday that when that game started, I didn't realize that Mick Gable hadn't pitched. So I have sent to my local that the change must be made immediately as well. So that's being changed there. Mr. Belvedere on the Rays, -1. Mally Mal in the house. Jacob, Steve G. Great to see all of you guys. Here we go. Let's say what up to our cappers and do some copying, pasting. I have moved on this game too. We have first pitch in Athletics Rays, and we're able to live bet. I do fear live betting at George M. Steinbrenner Field. I just don't feel comfortable ever in this little bandbox here, especially with the weather the way it is. Now, if it's very low scoring, though, even if the bullpens have improved slightly for the A's, and the Rays bullpen's not as bad as numbers indicate over the last 30 days, just had that 22-8 loss to the Orioles skewing the numbers, I would look for a live over. But that's about it for looking live. We got Irish King in the house. Fap win. Canterbury Park Race 4, child proof for Fap win. What up, Fap, my man? That's copied and pasted here. Thank you for sharing that. We got Swiggy in the house ready to go. Fat Wally says, watch Jimmy Show on Friday to get my wages for this week's NASCAR road race in the streets of Chicago. Much love and respect. Now let's get that cash. Thank you, Wally. It means a ton to us that you share your action here with us each week in NASCAR. Dave Redling in the house. Crystal Craig still relishing the 12-5 victory that the Jays had. Who would have thought that the Jays would be there? Well, sorry, you thought this one time, but I did not think they'd be this good. Jay Stone, Jacob, Kristen Hess, Philly Eagle Flyer has taken a shot with the Rays. Tied after 2 in the Rays game at +172, tied after 2 in the Pirates game +140, tied after 2 in the Phillies game, game 1 Mets game, and game 1 Marlins game, and the M's game as well. So tied after 2, Philly Eagle Flyer attacking the board here. Get this all copied and pasted. We got Big Daddy Boom in the house. Michael Johnson. Kristen Hess says, what a beautiful baseball slate. You're absolutely right. 9 legacy all over. And backing the Marlins again. Marlins looking for their 8th straight victory. Cabrera was spectacular. I also, that bullpen looked dynamite. Marlins may be changing the trajectory of this franchise. Black Thor King in the house. Ronnie Loft and Kong's Clips. Best bet is Peralta. 6 or more strikeouts. I'm going to make sure I get that copied and pasted. We're going to rock into the rest of the afternoon ball here. We have 3 double headers as well. So it is. Oh, and TJ taking a shot on the A's. I get that. Completely get that with this 20-cent move. I certainly don't want to be on the other side of it. So, let's roll here. Great to see all of you guys. Spooner and Troy Torrance with their action. Troy Torrance on Rays, double result. Rays first 5 minus a half. Rays on the run line with the Cubs. Wow, look at that bullishness. So Troy bullish on the Rays. That first pitch has just commenced. And then we have Spooner, Phillies, game 1 money line, Rays, A's over 9. Cardinals money line, Cubs -1, and Mariners, Royals under 7.5. I almost moved on that under, but just time was a bit of a factor. I only made 2 bets before I got here. Great to see all of you guys. Picks from Dave says it's Austin Gomber Day. I think that means something very different for me, as I cashed on Austin Gomber first 3+1/2 against the mighty Dodgers. And I'm a believer in Austin Gomber. So I think we have a very different feeling.
Jimmy, I think actually he's a big Gomber first 5 better.
Beautiful.
Correctly.
Okay, good. Because usually I have to.
For sure. We got a guy like Austin Gomber, we got to defend the guy, but I think that's Dave's guy as well. I heard him mention it last week, saying that he's one first 5s.
I am so used to having to step up here. Collins Clip says, "Is Tampa the cash cow?" Well, no, it's not the cash cow. The market's not moving in its direction, so it can't be. That doesn't mean I love it, Dave, because I'm a Gomber backer. And let me get Jacob's action. Look, that doesn't mean he doesn't love it, but it doesn't fit the requirements for the cash cow as this line has moved away from him. So let me just copy and paste a couple more things here, and let's roll on here. Let me get Jacob's action here. Okay, so game 2 here on. BJ says the market favors the Rays. I don't know how you can say that. Because of the opening line, BJ? We've had a 20-cent move, more than 20 away from them. A 20-cent move to the A's. So, and it's 1-0 already. A's bomb. Look at that. There we go. Okay, let me get this copied and pasted here. The market thinks that the Rays were put at too big of a favorite line. That's all. All right, let's move on to game 2 wine time here. 12:35 p.m. Eastern. St. Louis Cardinals at Pittsburgh Pirates, PNC Park in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's get into the weather here. 79 Fahrenheit, feels like 85, 1.8 miles per hour left to right, and then slightly out. Gets up to 3.6 mile per hour winds. We have a PNC plus 7% overall, according to Ballpark Pal. It's minus 2% homers, plus 15% doubles and triples, and plus 4% singles. I am on the first 3 under 2, minus 108 in this one. Sonny Gray's not been good on the road, and he just looked phenomenal. And it makes me nervous to be on the first 3 under 2. Now he only used 89 pitches. It was a Greg Maddux complete game. It was not difficult for him. 89 pitches it took to shut down the Guardians, and that was a spot a one time that you were on the under, and unfortunately I was on the over. 9 innings, 1 hit, 11 Ks, no walks. He was spectacular, but he's not been good on the road until that start. Righties, of course, hit him quite a bit harder than lefties. He shuts lefties down. 213, 568 OPS, but righties 272, 759 OPS. We have the lineup set up here, and we expect Reynolds to hit from the right side, but McCutchen is the righty batting second. Horwitz batting first, but McCutchen, Reynolds, Gonzalez is their 2-3-4. O'Neill, Cruz, if batting fifth in center field. Hayes, Pham, Davis, and Kiner Falefa are righties, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is a confirmed lineup there. You have Mitch Keller. Mitch Keller got us both paid yesterday. 2 different routes. I had the first 5 plus a half. You had the full game plus 1.5. We each got minus 120 on it. So we each got paid. He delivered. Helen Mitch Keller delivered last start. 5 1/3, 5 hits, 1 earned run. It was a solo shot, 4 Ks, 1 walk, and a 9-1 win at home over the Mets. I don't care that he's 2-10. He's a good pitcher. He's a pitcher that I trust. He's had some troubles at home, but now he's had 4 of his last 5 starts at home. I believe this is his 3rd straight start at home. 3.90 ERA, 1.22 WHIP overall. At home, he's had 11 starts, and he's allowed 30 earned runs. He's not been that good. Opponents hitting 272, but those numbers are dropping. And it's lefties that get to Mitch Keller. Donovan leading off is a lefty. Burleson batting 3rd lefty. Gorman and Newt Bar 4-5 lefties. And then you don't have another lefty to the bottom of the lineup with Victor Scott. So it's not a tough lineup for him. And TJ says Pitt can hit the slider. Bednar, Ferguson, Matson, all 3 over 20 yesterday. I have a lot of value on St. Louis here on my card. I hear that. just my 2 cents in the house. So in saying all this with this spot, the Cards are still hitting righties hard, 259, 751 OPS. Pirates versus righties just 261, 697 OPS. Over the last 30 days, the Chicago Cubs are no longer the best bullpen in Major League Baseball. It's your Pittsburgh Pirates. And the Cards have been very good. And I've stuck up for this bullpen all year long, and now it's finally coming to fruition. Take it away forward. Let me give you guys the line history and the cash flow, and then we'll hear wine time. We have 18 minutes, and no need to rush into this. We have 18 minutes before we rock, but Pittsburgh's at plus 111 right now. They opened up at plus 112, excuse me. So they opened up at plus 122. The Cardinals have gone from minus 135 to minus 121. So there's been a move to the Pittsburgh Pirates. On the total here, we have a 7.5. It's minus 108 to the over. This opened up 8 at slightly juiced to the over at 6:42 p.m. last night. And it's just, moved towards the under. There's been times it's gone to 7.5 and jumped back up to 8. So there are sharps that are hitting this at 7.5, but not so much that it's not at a 7.5 right now. Take it away for us, wine time. And the board here is saying that 71% of the tickets and 89% of the cash on the Cardinals, 81% of tickets, 92% cash on the under. We have, we're on the only, we don't talk. I don't care what happened yesterday, except whether our bullpen's fatigued, where you're using your best bullpen pieces. And that happened in the game yesterday. And TJ's just gone over it. Take it away for us here. Game 2 on the board, Cardinals, Pirates.
Yeah, Jimmy, this is going to be my first play given out on the show today. I tweeted this out last night. I got the under 8 minus 110 in this game. I like both these pitchers on the mound. You touched about Mitchell and Keller. I think the 2-10 record is very deceiving for the eyes when you look at that. But if you actually look at the eye test when you watch this guy pitch, I think he's a good pitcher. I think he has good stuff. Sonny Gray, I think he's got good stuff as well. And the Pirates have been playing a lot better ball, and they've actually been hitting a little bit better. But still, I mean, these bats are weak, I think, in this Pirates order. And coming off that win yesterday, what was it, 2-0? I was on the Cardinals in that spot, or 1-0. I was on the Cardinals in that spot, and I was on the over in that spot. I went for 0-2 in this ball game yesterday. I'm going to take the under here in this spot. I'm going to trust that neither of these batting orders are going to be able to get 4 runs each on the board here. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring affair. Then it's going to be a pitching duel. We're going to see both of these guys go deeper into the ball game. Most likely goes. I'm going to guess Sonny Gray is going to go 7 here. We're going to see Mitch Keller go 6 to 7 here. Most likely 6. But you touched on the bullpens, so I trust these bullpens as well. So I think everything indicates an under here for me. Both of my books that I took this at, I got an under 8 minus 110 at both of them. Split it up on both websites. Right now, they're both at a 7.5 minus 110. I just want to refresh to see if it's gone anywhere on this book really fast. Still 7.5 minus 110. So I beat it by a half run here on my book, which I like. I still like the 7.5. I don't think 7 runs will be scored in this game. I think probably 5 or 6 tops, but I think this could be a very low scoring game. I trust both pitchers on the mound, and the Cardinals bats have been cooling down a little bit as well. They are coming off getting shut out. Getting shut out 2 games in a row to the Pirates. Crazy, and seeing slight movement towards the Pirates as well. I saw them at a plus 120 last night when I got in on the under, down to a plus 115 at my book right now. I'm going to stay away from the side, although I do think the Pirates could be the side. But like I said, I just don't trust their bats enough. And to win 3 games in a row against this Cardinals team, they could do it, but I'm going to end up staying off the side. I'm just going to stick with the total here. I'm on the total under 8 minus 110. I love this play today. I think we got some good value on it early on. Sorry, let me do not disturb my phone really quick so it doesn't disturb me. But yeah, under 8 minus 110. Like I said, pitcher duel. Neither of these bats are going to hit today or show up, so give me the under.
And I like Swaggy saying a spirit of Dave Parker still hanging around Three Rivers. What a G Dave Parker was, man, in the dugout smoking. We're not entirely sure exactly what he was smoking, but it might not just be tobacco there. He was a monster, man. He was such a great ball player, and rest in peace to Dave Parker. Swaggy, great call. Definitely still hanging around Three Rivers, man. The Pirates team is winning. Now, in saying all this, if we are right, very right early, I'm going to look at a live over around the 4th or 5th inning, because
if this is 0-0, end of 3, which I very well think could happen, I think when they go through both of these batting orders, they're not going to be able to do anything the first time around. So I do think a live over, if we can get, I don't know, a 5.5, maybe a 6.5, probably a 5.5. I wouldn't move on the 6.5. I shouldn't say that. 4.5 or 5.5, most likely we'll move on it live. So yeah.
I like it. I like it. Steve Fehrenbach again. Look, there was a lot of love, and Pepio got out of the inning, but you could say that they just put the Rays at a line that was too big of a favorite. But there's no getting around it closed at 19 cents of movement towards the Athletics. You have 19 cents of movement towards the Athletics, and you have the 68% of the tickets and 75% of cash on the Rays. So I don't want anything to do with the Rays, but we did see a bunch of cappers, but none were as bullish as Troy Torrance. And when Troy's this bullish, I mean, you want to rock with him. So but at that point, when there's been a 20-cent move against you, you need to truly, truly trust your X's and O's, your model, or whatever it is that's brought you to the dance. And if you do, fire away. And I will in CFL and NHL. And that's it. For me, that's where I'll just say, look, I know better. And I probably shouldn't even think like that in CFL and NHL. But we all take different routes to the bag, just as long as we get to the bag.
Yep.
Let's move on to our double dips. Now, we're going to touch on games 1 and games 2 of these double dips. We're going to have no problem getting to them all. It's 47 minutes here. No, that 20-cent move was not last minute at all. No, there was this line didn't come out until late over what where we used the offshore that I use. So there was just an immediate move right from the point that the line dropped. Like within 52 minutes, there was a 13-cent move towards the A's. Within an hour and 10 minutes, there was a 18-cent move towards the A's. So, and then if you go all the way down to, so there was buyback though. So you're right, Joe. There was a move towards the Rays, and a real legit one. There was a 16-cent move towards the Rays from 9:36 to 10:02 a.m. And then there was a 27-cent move away from them. So it's, again, trust how you handle things. But this was only one-way traffic. Did I want to get it on the A's or not? And my answer was that I did not. Let's get into our first double dip here. Wine time. Again, we're going to talk about both games and then move on to the next one. 1:05 p.m. Eastern with the San Diego Padres at the Philadelphia Phillies, Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This is where the Phillies are 13 games over 500, and the Padres are 5 games under 500 on the road. You have Slick Nick Pivetta, who's been very good this year, but he's been dominant at home. He's being a question mark a bit on the road. Maybe that's a little harsh, but he's coming off another spectacular home start. 10 strikeouts over 7 innings. Didn't allow a run. Allowed just 3 hits. Didn't walk a batter. Overall, he's been very good. 3.36 ERA, 1.03 WHIP. He's been excellent. On the road, he's not been as strong. He's allowed 6 home runs in 38 innings. He's allowed 19 earned runs in those 38 innings. Walked 16 batters. Those are just over 7 starts. Jerry Davis on the over. Joe Yurkovich on the Phillies minus 104. And Jermaine says, we're going to rock Nicky P today. J-Dub in the house. Great to see you, J-Dub. So here against Nick Pivetta, we have righties hitting him, a lot harder than lefties. Let's take a look at the lineup that has been announced here. For the Phillies, Turner opening up, leading off. Then you have 2 lefties in Schwarber and Harper. Then you have Castellanos, and then Kepler, and then another righty in Real Muto. Then you have a lefty in Stott, and then righties close it out with Sosa and Rojas. That's the situation there. For Mick Abel, he did not. What a smart move. Yeah. You had 2 young pitchers. They sat there for 2.5 hours. The Braves still went with theirs, and the Braves lose 13-0. I mean, it's crazy. Mick Abel, 2-1, 3.47 ERA, 1.16 WHIP. Now, this is a young pitcher that we've heard from Spoons who really believes in him. And he's coming off 11-4 loss at home versus the Mets, 3 innings, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, and there were 4 solo shots. At home, he's had 3 starts. He's allowed 7 earned runs, and he's allowed all of those runs, wine time, from home runs. So 7 solo shots he's allowed in 13 innings, and opponents hitting 315 against him. And it is lefties that are eating him up, 269, 963 OPS. So you have Jackson Merrill, Luis Arise, Gavin Sheets, Jake Cronenworth, and then Brooks DHing. Those are your 5 lefties in the lineup. Padres versus righties last 30 days, no power, 246, 693 OPS. Phillies versus righties, not that much power either, 252, 734 OPS. Padres bullpens come back to business here, 3.24 ERA, 1.21 whip. Phillies bullpen, 4.21 ERA, 1.33 whip. So TJ's on the under 9.5 here on this early card. We have Joe Yurkovich saying this line's off in his opinion, that the Phillies should be minus 130 to minus 140. So let's touch on the weather, the line history, and hear from Wine Time Sports on this one. Again, first pitch in 43 minutes, 77 Fahrenheit, possible drizzle early. Feels like 85, 2.7 miles per hour out to right field. Take a look at the Ballpark Pal. Citizens Bank Park is plus 12%, plus 33% homers, plus 4% doubles and triples, and minus 7% singles. When you get into the let's go with the line here. The Phillies are plus 102 right now. They opened up plus 103. That change was 4 minutes ago. They opened up minus 100, so very little movement here. 3 cents of movement, just tiny bit of movement. And then from a total perspective here, we have that 9.5 minus 115 to the under. This opened up at 9. The 9 was juiced to the under, and it got up to 9.5. This opened up again, just like the game we spoke about. These double dips took a while to drop, but 7:30 a.m. it opened up, and then at 11:01 a.m. it moved to 9.5, and now we have that 9.5 juice to the under. When we look at the cash flow for the Philly Padres spot, we have no information on the total. I can get it from the Action Network if we choose to look at it. 75% of the tickets are on McAble, but 55% of the cash is on the San Diego Padres. Spooner says Pivetta is a fly ball pitcher who pitches in Petco, which is 30th in run rankings according to Ballpark Pal, for Citizens Bank Park, which is 4th. It's no mystery why he pitches so well at home, in his opinion. Justin McKelvey's on Merrill over 1.5 bases. Take it away for us, Wine Time. A very, very interesting spot here where there are some opportunities to attack. Padres, Phillies, take it away.
Yeah, this is a tough matchup because you're looking at this line and we're seeing, the Padres haven't been playing the best baseball the last month or so, kind of been struggling a bit. Philadelphia Phillies, I mean, you got McAble on the mound, the young kid. I hear my guy Spoons talk so highly of this guy. So shout out to him. You got Nick Pivetta on the other side, though. He's been pitching really well this season. I would think that the Phillies should be more of a favorite, but I think since it's a young pitcher on the mound for the Phillies and you've got such a good pitcher on the mound for the Padres, I think this line is priced reasonable. If I had to move on this game, like if I wanted to move on this, I think I would move on the Padres, though. I think I would back Pivetta here in this spot. I can get a minus 110 here. Trust them against the young guy and McAble here from the Phillies. Padres got to get it going at some point this season, man. They're only, 6 games over 500, I think, at this point right now. They're a lot better than that. They've got a lot of guys in this batting order that can hit. We're seeing a total now at 9.5. Open up at a 9 last night when I saw it. Seen a 9.5. I mean, it's an over 9.5 plus 100, under 9.5 minus 120. It's going to end up being a pass for me in game 1 here. I want to. If I was going to move on, I would move on the Padres, though. It just seems like more. It seems like more the public is going to come in and take the Phillies, even though the public does like the Padres as well. I just think that it seems like a Padres spot, but it doesn't correlate enough for me to actually move on this game. Jimmy, if you have the numbers up, whose bullpen has been doing better the last 30 days, if you have that up?
I do. Padres bullpen last 30 days, 3.24 ERA, 1.21 whip. Phillies bullpen last 30 days has been extremely pedestrian. It has been for a while. 4.21 ERA, 1.33 whip.
Okay, yeah, we're going to move on the San Diego Padres here, minus 110. I think they can get to McAble early here, and if they see that bullpen early enough, I think they're going to be able to hit off of him, and I'm going to expect Nick Pivetta to go out there and give us at least 6 to 7 innings strong baseball. Maybe he gives up a couple along the way too, but I think the Padres bats are going to get it today. I think they're going to be able to score. I don't know if I want to move on the money line. Maybe I want to move on the over team total, 4.5 minus 120. It is 10 cents cheaper than the money line, and I'm asking them to get 5 runs rather than win the game. So kind of going back and forth on that right now. Jim, what do you think about that?
Well, you have 34 minutes to make a decision. TJ says, I know ballpark Pal says homers, but he really thinks Pavetta shoves. 25% of the tickets, 55% in cash on San Diego. I'll tell you how I feel about this. I feel like there's a ton of volatility in this baseball game. You have a pitcher in Pavetta who's been spectacular at home, and we can explain why that is. And then he's been average on the road, and we can explain why that is. The Phillies lineup's been kind of meek of late, but so is the Padres lineup. You have Mick Abel with an enormous ceiling, but again, he's been getting touched. Now he's not getting touched with runners on base. He also was supposed to start a week ago and on Friday, and they held him back, so now he's not started for 10 days. What kind of mindset does that put him in? Is that better for him? Does that mean his arm's going to be very live, or does that mean he's been sitting thinking about this for too long? I mean, these are questions that I don't feel like I've got that answer to slam personally.
Yeah. So it's gonna. I've got some time. Maybe we circle over this game right before first pitch. I might move on this team total. I think that's what I'm leaning more towards. It's going to be a pass as of right now, but I might move on this team total over for the Padres at 4.5. I want to see if I can get a better number.
Well, here's an interesting thing from Matty Ice. He's on Pavetta outs over 17.5. That should probably, it can do a couple things because one, obviously be having a decent start, but second, Matty Ice says with the doubleheader on deck, San Diego want to push a veteran arm even a little longer than they normally might. So you've got time here. And I also think that talking about game two might set you up for game one. And again, we are going to do this. Works the best for me. If we pull out a game two in an hour and a half or 2 hours, we'll have forgotten what we've talked about in game one. So I always do them in succession. Here, let's talk about Dylan Cease and Christopher Sanchez. We got C. Durs in the house. Give me a shout out wine time.
Up, C. Durs.
We have Sanchez here. So we've already heard from Spooner. And Spooner's on Philadelphia in game one. And he might be on Philadelphia in game two as well. Here, might be on Philadelphia in game two as well. We have Cease and Sanchez. So we have the lefty and Sanchez going up against a Padres lineup that's just not hitting lefties. This Padres lineup, 236 with a 653 OPS. Now, we already talked about them not having much power against righties, 246, 693 OPS. So that's the situation here. Is that the Padres are just not quite hitting. We've gone over the Phillies versus righties. Okay, pedestrian, maybe a little above average. We've talked about the bullpens. Now let's talk about Sanchez and Cease and touch on the line history for game two. Cease, 3-7, 4.53 ERA, 1.32 WHIP. I just think that we're best served fading him. And it makes me uncomfortable saying that, but he's coming off an 8-1 loss at the Reds. He made it through 4 innings. He allowed 3 earned runs. He could be in a situation, and we'll see what happens in game one, where he is forced to go long. On the road this year, he's had 9 starts. He's gone 45 2/3, 46 hits, 32 earned runs, 18 walks, points hitting 264 against them. His splits, they're pretty okay. 244, 732 with the lefties, 243, 699 righties, so they're fine. Sanchez coming off another nice performance. It was phenomenal baseball game. I mean, if you got Framber, it was Framber versus Sanchez. These guys are. It felt like a playoff game. These two lefties are monsters.
Yeah,
11 strikeouts and no walks for Sanchez. He's a beast. He's had 7 home starts. He's allowed just 15 earned runs, and he's got the regular lefty splits where lefties don't touch him and the righties do. So let's touch on this line history, and maybe it will cement a little bit about your plan for game one. Here we had another big move to the Padres. Wow. I guess we didn't have a big move in the first game, but we had a slight move. Here's a big move. The Phillies gone from -164 to -144. I can tell you that, that's sharp action. A lot of rec players are not going to touch a game two before the game one has started. That's dangerous action moving towards Cease, expecting Cease to pitch well. We've also had a move to the under. This opened at 8, but it was -115 to the over, and it moved up to 8.5. Now we have the under 8 -110. So we've had 12 cents of movement on the under. I imagine we're not going to get any information here for the game two of the dip, and we don't for cash wise. Take it away, Wine Time. Your thoughts here, and there are a bunch of cappers talking about Big Scott. Padres 3-11 against the Phillies in their last 14 regular season games. Take it away, my man.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not gonna move on this game too. You mentioned the sharps are already on this game. It's crazy that people have already bet this game pretty heavily and moving the line this heavily when game one hasn't even started yet. So game two is going to be a stay off for me. I wanted to see some line movement towards the Phillies here in this spot. That way I could take the Padres in game one. It's going to end up taking me off both games. So I'm not going to end up moving on the Padres or that team total, I don't think, looking at this, because it looks like the Phillies are live to win this, or not the Phillies, the Padres are live to win game two. Maybe they sweep both games here today, but it's just not enough for me to actually move on this. I haven't moved on a lot of double headers this season. I think I might have moved on 3 to 5 of them, which is pretty surprisingly. It's going to be a pass for me in this game, Jim. I don't want to have anything to do with Cease right now. The way he's been pitching lately too, he looks very vulnerable, and the books are saying that maybe he pitches well today. What's this total in game two? Is it at an 8 still? We have an 8 juice to the under slightly at -115. Yeah, maybe Cease goes out there and deals today. I mean, he's got good stuff. We've seen it throughout his career, but we've also seen him get touched throughout his career at times as well. So Sanchez, I don't want to fade him either. So it's going to be a pass for me in this series. 2 of the best batting orders. Going into the season, when I was looking at the batting orders of every single MLB team, these were 2 at the very top for me. These guys have some really good bats in there. It's just, I'm going to stay away from it. It doesn't correlate enough for me to actually move on this doubleheader spot.
Our guy Chang Kim in the house lives not far from you. Wine Time, looking for a 2-team parlay from us. Unless we're going to push any of these early games, I'd likely wait at this point. But I know right now I think Roop is a fade on the road, and I think Merrill Kelly is very good. And I think we have a big advantage in that baseball game. The only thing I've moved right now is Diamondbacks double result at +150, which is what I'm starting to bet with teams with bad bullpens. Instead of maybe I should just be on first 5 -1/2, but I just think that Merrill Kelly's going to take care of everything, and that the bats are still strong despite the injuries they're facing.
Yeah.
But I almost moved on that team total over as well. I want to invest more in the Diamondbacks, I guess is what I'm saying. But that, we'll take a look at here shortly. Let's roll on to our next spot on the board here. By the way, TJ saying Harper probably won't be playing in both games. He's in game 1, hence the San Diego money in game 2, which is nice here. Okay. And Matty Ice is on Arizona on the run line, also on the double result. Yes, Deacon. I did find the confidence to put on the Cardinals. Lou Brock. I mean, you can hate the Cardinals, but you can't hate Lou Brock. Okay, let's roll on. My man, great to see you, Deacon. Okay, let's talk about this game 1 for these Detroit Tigers, Washington Nationals. Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. And Vincent Hawkins saying play the first 5 over in the team total over. You're talking about the Diamondbacks game, Vincent? Can you confirm that so I can copy and paste it? We have Tyler Holton as the opener, and then Reese Olson as the primary. So we've not seen Reese Olson. I'm a big Reese Olson fan, but we've not seen him in a while. Yeah, okay, cool. Vince, I'll copy and paste that here for that game. I'm not going to hammer those things too much just because I believe in Merrill Kelly, but that will push me more to the team total over for the Diamondbacks because that correlates with my action, but we'll talk more about that. TJ says Detroit must be bet in game 1. So you have Tyler Holton, the opener, 3-3, 4.34 ERA, 1.26 WHIP. He's thrown 37 1/3 this year, and his numbers have been, touched a little, not as strong as they were 6 weeks ago. And against lefties, then that's hit them harder than righties. 253, 728 OPS, not that much harder. But against righties, 239, 666 OPS. Detroit first 5 -1/2 and team total over also for Irish King. Vincent Hawkins on Detroit team total over as well. So Olsen was on the IL with finger inflammation, right ring finger inflammation. He didn't reach 5 innings any of his rehab outings. We don't expect him to go too deep into this game. His last rehab start was a week ago. His last Wednesday in AAA Toledo. He struck out. Well, overall in the start, his fastball was between 92 and 94. He struck out 5. He walked 1. That 92 to 94 is a little bit lighter than what he throws generally. Usually he can get up to 95, 96. And that was the situation. That's the situation for Olsen. So then we're going. And Olsen has just shut down lefties all year. 159, 474. It's righties who have the chance against him. 250, 679. And it's interesting that TJ's saying that Detroit is a must bet here. It's very interesting because we know this Nats lineup so well now at this point in the year, and we know that it is the left. It's driven by lefty bats. Abrams, Wood, Lowe. Now you have more lefty bats. But when you can get lefties out, you can shut this lineup down.
Yeah.
And Reese Olson. Now Tyler Holton will be the first to attack those lefties, and then Reese Olson will come in and attack the lefties. So I can understand the appeal of the Tigers and wanting to fade Trevor Williams. Coming off that 4-3 loss at the Padres, he went 5 innings, allowed 4 earned runs, 3 Ks, and 2 walks. At home this year, he's not been very good. 9 starts, 29 earned runs, opponents hitting 292 against him, and he gets annihilated by lefties. Lefties are hitting 373 with a 992 OPS. So we have Colt Keith, Perez will hit from the left side, Riley Green, McKinstry, Meadows, Sweeney, and this is and it's Brant Herter is the primary. Oh wow! So that has changed. Has that moved in? Huh. I wonder. So sorry about this. I wonder if that's how much that's changed things here. Because did everybody have Herter as the primary? I had Reese Olson as the primary for a long time.
Yeah, I had Reese Olson as well.
Okay, but now they have Herter as as another lefty. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Nats bullpen's been a train wreck. The Tigers bullpen has been very good either last 30 days. 4.44 ERA, 1.23 WHIP. Let's get into the line history in Game 1 here. So, wow, that changes things. And I didn't mean to wax so long without knowing that there'd been a change. This total is a 9. It's minus 109 to the over. This opened up at 9 at 5:39 p.m. and went up to 9.5 at 7:30. It came back to 9 at 7:30 this morning. So now we have no movement on this total where there had been that half-run move. I see the bases are juiced. And it's a 2-1 game now for Athletics Tampa Bay. See the bases are juiced. We have minus 146 for the Tigers. They opened up minus 155. An interesting slight move to the Nationals, one I wasn't expecting. And now that we get some interleague information here, we have 75% of tickets, 82% of cash on the Tigers. And we have 65% of tickets on the under, but 62% of cash on the over. We've seen it go up and then come back down. Take it away for us, Wine Time. We have Tigers, Nationals, Game 1 of the Double Dip.
There we go. I think they just got out of that bases loaded jam in Pittsburgh. Shout out to them for that. Yeah, this is a tough game, Jimmy. I see my guy TJ said you have to take the Tigers in Game 1. I could see it because, you got Gore going in Game 2. And you mentioned it with these lefties. James Wood, man, I can't say enough good things about this guy. This guy, I said he was going to be a modern-day Garrett Anderson. It seems like he's already going to be surpassing that. This guy is a killer at the plate, man. The Angels were afraid to face this guy. Walked him 4 times on Sunday. That was absolutely wild. The kid's like 22 years old. But outside of him and Abrams, Jimmy, this lineup is weak. If you look at 5 through 9, this might be one of the worst 5 through 9s we see all in baseball right now. This is a horrible 5 through 9. You really got to get through those first 2 batters here in this lineup. Do I think Trevor Williams can go out there and throw a gem against this Tigers lineup? I don't know. I don't know if I can trust him to do that. I think I can trust, though, that the Nationals could maybe put up some runs here in this spot. Looking at their team total, 3.5, minus 125 right now. I kind of want to pull the trigger on that, but so Reese Olson's not the primary in this, you said, Jim?
He's no longer listed as a primary. It is now Brant Herter, who has been excellent this year, but that means back-to-back lefties.
Yeah, it's tough. Why are the Tigers only minus 148 here in this spot? I kind of have to ask that as well. We're talking about the Washington Nationals, one of the worst teams their first series win was against the Angels in over a month, I think it was, in almost 30 days. They hadn't won a series. Just crazy. And you have the Tigers, one of the best teams in baseball, barely being a favorite here against Trevor Williams, who isn't a good pitcher. I mean, he's serviceable, don't get me wrong, but I mean, this guy doesn't have top-notch stuff. He's a 4 or 5 guy in a regular rotation. He's not a top 3 guy here, but yet they're slight dog at plus 135. I feel like this is I don't know. I feel like this is a little bit fishy to me looking at this, because I think the Nationals could be live here. I kind of want this is all interesting. I'm interested in the team total over 3.5. I'm also interested in potentially the plus 1.5 at minus 120, getting a free run in my back pocket. Yeah, I can take the plus money with the Nationals. And last Friday, if I would have given out both those plus 1.5s as winners, they both won the games outright. But I like getting that. I've been liking getting that free run in my back pocket here. And I might take that with the Nationals here, because they are a gritty group. Are they going to make a playoff this run? Absolutely not. But they do want to win. They're learning how to win. Kind of like the Marlins. These guys want to learn how to win with the talent that they have. Trevor Williams, can I trust him to go out there and throw decent? Give me 5-6 innings of potentially like 2-3 earned run baseball in the Nationals bats to get to these lefties today? I don't know. It's very tricky here. I want to move on the Nationals here in some sort of fashion. Are you going to stay off this game, Jimmy?
I am. I'm not comfortable with this market move, with the opening line. I don't think it's too far off. Like, I don't think this is a blatant mistake here, but the slight move towards the Nationals. What I've seen with these Trevor Williams starts is the market really has an idea of when he pitches well, and that's not necessarily saying that will happen here. I feel like I could be just leaving money on the table here. Again, what are the Nats versus lefties? Nats and lefties harder than righties. I'm surprised. I studied Olsen, and I thought this was a great spot for Olsen to come in after Holton, and for to have the lefty and then the righty to kind of mess with the opposition. It's not enough. It's not enough for me at this point. No.
I'm going to move on the team total over 3.5 for the Washington Nationals in game 1. It's juicy, Jim. It's minus 130, but I was going to take the plus 1.5 at minus 125. I'm going to trust that they can get 4 runs on the board here. I'm going to trust these bats to give me 4 runs. So I'm going to make the play here in a minute, and then I'm going to tweet it out. Washington Nationals team total. Let me pull it up here.
It's a plus 12% overall ballpark pop. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. Plus 8% homers, plus 14% doubles and triples, plus 5% singles.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm going to make it in the book to make it official, and then I've got to tweet it out. But mark me down, Jimmy. We are going to take the Washington Nationals team total over 3.5, minus 130. It is juicy, guys. I get it, but I like this spot for the Nationals bats. I think that they can hit these lefties today. At least give me 4 runs on the board. I'm not going to trust Trevor Williams here. I do think that the market's somewhat indicating that he might pitch well, but not enough for me to actually move on it. So I'm just going to move on the team total over 3.5. Like I said, it's juicy, guys. Minus 130. I don't like to take a lot of these minus 130s, but sometimes in baseball I do. And in this spot, I'm going to trust that they can get 4 runs on the board here. So yeah, give me Nationals team total over 3.5 minus 130.
You are in business. I'm going to call an audible. I'd like to hit the next 2 game 1s, and then we'll go through the game 2s, because there's only 21 minutes till first pitch, and I may want to move on one of these next 2 games. So I'm going to call an audible. So we're not going to talk Flaherty, Mackenzie Gore. Instead, we are going to move on to the Brewers Mets game 1. Oh, I guess that's the last one, isn't it? Sorry, because we just did the. Okay, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that just so we have time. Then we'll go back to the game 2s. So let's talk. So I was on this over yesterday. Of course, it didn't play, but I was on it here. Brewers met Citi Field in Queens, New York. Freddie Peralta going up against Clay Holmes. We've heard already from Kong. His play of the day is on Freddie Peralta, over 6.5 strikeouts. And shout out to our guy, Kong's Clips, who's moving on Freddie Peralta over 6.5 Ks. Spooner said that to yell Omaha if I want to call an audible. Big Zo, thank you for being a gold member. A race is coming up this weekend, and shout out to our guy Big Zo. So I was on the over yesterday. It was very offensive weather, and I thought the market was leading us in that direction. Let's recalibrate here. Freddie Peralta, Clay Holmes. Let's get into the weather first here. Citi Field in Queens, New York. We have 80 Fahrenheit. Feels like 85. 5.4 miles per hour to right field. Gets up to 6.3 miles per hour. It's minus 6% overall is Citi Field. Plus 5% homers, minus 18% doubles and triples, and minus 6% singles. Line history for game one here on your program. This is the final game one of the double headers. We have a total of 8.5. This opened up at 8 at 5:52 p.m. It took till 10 p.m. to get to an 8.5, and it stuck around until about 5:30 this morning. It got back to an 8, came back up. Oh, this is yesterday. God, sorry, I'm a day behind. Sorry. So this line opened up on Monday at 5:52 p.m. 8. So got up to 8.5, back to 8, up to 8.5. It was an 8 all morning, and then it moved back to 8.5 at 10:37 this morning. So overall, it's the opening line of over 8 minus 114, now over 8.5 plus 102. Call it a quarter of a run difference. Let's get into the money line here for this spot. We have the Mets minus 118. They opened up now minus 119. They opened up minus 127. So a slight move away from 8 cents away from them, 5 cents towards the Milwaukee Brewers. 5 cents towards the Brewers. Let's get into the cash flow here for game one. We have, shit. Don't know why it, I can see, must be further down on the card. I see the 7-10 spot. And yes, it's down here. So we have 51% of the tickets on the Mets and 61% of the cash on Milwaukee. 51 and 61. By the way, in that Trevor Williams spot, 73% of the tickets are on the Tigers and 81% of the cash. 66 on the under, 60 on the over. Here we have 78% of tickets on the under and 87% of cash on the over, on the under. Sorry, I screwed that up. Let me just hit that again. And this one, we have 78% of tickets on the under and 87% of cash on the under, and yet it's climbed that half run. Freddie Peralta coming off allowing 3 earned runs over 5 innings in a 9-3 win at home versus the Pirates. On the road this year, he's allowed 21 earned runs in 9 starts, and splits are very strong. But he's looked a little more vulnerable the last couple starts, and I watch him closely. I'm a big fan of his, and he hasn't looked as good. Clay Holmes on the other side, coming off allowing 1 earned run over 5 innings. It was a solo shot and a 7-3 win at home over the Braves. So his consecutive home starts, he's been excellent at home. 13 earned runs, he's allowed over 8 starts. And his splits are very good as well. Mets are hammering righties right now, as usual, 251, 794 OPS, but their bullpen has been horrible. 5.47 ERA, 1.55 whip. The Brewers bullpen's been very strong. They're just a complete ball club. Shout out to DC Capper in the house. They're just a complete ball club. And this is the only future I made preseason was their win total over, and then took a flyer on them to win the Central, which is obviously vulnerable here. Take it away for us. Wine time. Game one of the Brewers Mets double dip.
Yeah, this is going to end up being a pass for me here in this spot. I kind of lean towards the under here, but seeing it up at an 8. Did this open up at an 8? Correct me if I'm wrong, Jim, if you touched on that.
Did, yes.
And it's at an 8.5 right now, minus 115 to the under here with both of these good pitchers on the mound. Yeah, I like both of these pitchers on the mound here. And my first initial look would be the under, but maybe it should be the over. I mean, this does look like a fairly offensive hitter-friendly day today at the ballpark somewhat. I mean, it's 85, only 5.1 miles per hour to right and center field.
Remember the pitcher's ballpark at Citi, it just doesn't follow suit. So even though it's blowing out, ballpark pile still has this minus 6%. So it's plus 5% homers, minus 18% doubles and triples, and minus 6% singles.
Why'd this line move up a half run, Jim?
Look, I was on the over yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, it was much more offensive weather despite all the rain. But I've been watching Peralta. He doesn't look so good. And if that's the case, then, I would have interest, in which I did have interest in the Mets. The problem being this line is moving slightly towards Milwaukee. They've gone from plus 115 to plus 109. Keep going. I'm all ears.
Yeah, I kind of want to move on the over here in this spot. I think the books are indicating that both these pitchers are going to get hit today. I've liked backing Freddie Peralta in the past. I don't know if I could back him here on the Brewers side of it. Seen them at a plus 108. Mets at a minus 118. Mets have been not playing good baseball the last month or so, man. They're one of the best teams in baseball, it seemed like, throughout most of the season, and kind of dropped off. This is going to be a pass for me, although I do have a lean towards the over here. The over right now is 8.5 minus 105. I'm curious to see. So this game kicks off in 15 minutes. I'm not going to move on this one, Jim. I don't think I have enough time to actually feel like I have an edge here on the over. I'm just now seeing that it got to an 8.5, which indicates that I think it's going to go over, but it's going to end up being a pass for me. Maybe a pass that I don't like to take, but it's going to be a pass I take today. Nothing for me in game one here with these two teams.
Yeah, I think this is an over as well.
What number are you in?
Well, I'm similar options here. So we'll go over a couple different books. I want to spend a couple minutes on this one. So I remember I wanted the first 5 over because you have these two pitchers with minuscule numbers, and I watch Peralta. He looks a little more vulnerable, and I guess I should trust Holmes at home. I guess I should because his numbers indicate that that's what I should do. But here, the 8.5 at 365 is straight pick 'em. I mean, that's a pretty big move because there's been a move to the under on the first 5, which is a bit of a surprise. This opened up under 4.5 minus 109. It's now under 4.5 minus 119. So you can get the 4 on the full game, with the poor Mets bullpen, with the idea that maybe they don't use their best pieces or want to save a piece of their bullpen for game 2. It's funny, the 8.5, offshore is plus 102 to the over, which allows me, if I want, to easily get an 8 and not have an expensive 8. Let's see what that cost is. I think this is an over. Everybody's seeing these pitchers with minuscule numbers, the line moving to 8.5. I think this is all very telling.
Yeah, and right now my book just moved it to a minus 110 juice to the over on 8.5, Jim. So, but that's on my other book. I can still have a minus 105 available. I'm going to end up tweeting. Let me just make sure I can do it. I'm going to do it. I think I talked myself into it. And both my books now, it's over 8.5 minus 110. They must be hearing us talk right now about this. I'm on the over 8.5 now. I'm going to make it official here. I'm going to make the play on my account, and then I got to tweet it out really fast here. First, I got to make the actual play, but yeah, I'm going to move on the over, Jim. This screams over now that we touched on this a little bit more. Open up at an 8. It was just an 8.5 minus 105. Now it's a minus 110. We've got 2 pitchers on the mound with good ERAs. When people are looking at this matchup, they're going to think it's going to be a low-scoring game. And seeing an 8.5, I mean, why wouldn't you take the under 8.5 in this? I'm going to take the over, though, because it seems like both these pitchers are vulnerable today, and both teams are going to be able to hit. So give me the over. I wish I got the minus 105. Maybe it's because I hadn't refreshed the page, but it's a minus 110 now. So lock me in. I got to make the play right now, and then I will tweet it out.
Interestingly enough, I mean, talk about the difference with these books. The over 8 is 24 cents more expensive at 365 than it is offshore. Get this over 8 offshore minus 116. Here it's minus 140. So I'm right with you. I'm taking this over 8 minus 116.
I got to tweet it out really quick.
Same here. This is going to take a quick second here. We'll have Jose joining us here shortly. So this is Mill. All right. Okay, we are in business here. All right. Okay, here we go. JW said he used to fade Freddie last year during the day. It's an interesting angle that I did not know about. Okay, so Justin McKelvey's joining us for the 8. DC Capper says his capping has exactly 8 runs scored in this ball game. Let me just tweet this out very quickly.
I just tweeted it out, so I'm all good. Yeah, guys, we're both moving on this over here. Dylon, shout out to Dylon in the chat. My guy Dylan Med, man, got to kick it with him in San Antonio. Shout out to him. He said tailing the over. Stacks tailing over now in 8 in Mets game 1. Love to see it. My guy Beavis in there, Milwaukee money line. I don't hate that either. And Brian Smith said it seems like there's a lot of love right now for the Brewers the more we're talking about this and the over. But I like the spot. I mean, everything we just touched on, seeing this line open up at an 8, get to an 8.5. It's now a -110. It makes sense. It correlates enough for me. The only thing it's weird that both these pitchers on the mound and it's going up, guys. So I think that tells us everything we need to know here, that both these pitchers are vulnerable. These guys are going to hit today in a pitcher-friendly ballpark. So, yeah, I like where we're at here on the over, Jim. Shout out to anyone. If anyone in there got the 8 at a reasonable price, shout out to you guys for getting that. But I'm riding this over 8.5.
All right, let's go back here and talk about the game 2s. And thank you guys for letting us skip ahead. I had a feeling I might move on one of them, and I've done so. So thank you for that. A quick look at what's going on here. Sorry, let me just grab this here. Quick look is still 2-1 A's over the Rays. That live total down to 8.5. I wonder how low it goes. Unfortunately, we have a runner on second in the bottom of the second, St. Louis, Pittsburgh, with no out. Brian Hayes at bat. So we're going to need Sonny Gray to get out of this one here, and we'll see if he's capable of doing that. We have that Brewers Mets game about to start. So we got action. We got action, baby. Okay, so let's talk game 2 here of Tigers Nats. Then we're going to talk game 2 of Brewers Mets. And the idea here is that you don't need to move right now. It's just you'd like to put a plan in place. Game 2, Tigers Nats. We have Nats Park in Washington, D.C. Flaherty going up against Mackenzie Gore. Flaherty has looked pretty vulnerable of late. That wasn't a bad start, though, his last start at home. 3 earned runs over 6 innings. Almost a quality start if he didn't walk that 4th batter in that 3-0 loss. On the road this year, he's been lit up, 24 earned runs in 35 innings. Opponents hitting .272 against him, and lefties hitting him harder than righties. And we've already discussed here that you don't want to have those splits against the Washington Nationals. Their left-handed bats are very dangerous. I would like to fade Flaherty here. We have Mackenzie Gore on the other side. The problem is, and why this just doesn't correlate, is it's no longer the Astros number 1 against lefties last 30 days. It's your Detroit Tigers, 314 with a 928 OPS.
Yes.
So if we think that Gore might be vulnerable despite how good he's been, and Coin saying that New York Milwaukee's now 8 -110 for game 1. Wow. Because I have the 8.5 right here live. See if it's changed. Let me click on it here. Here for. Oh wow, you were right. Wow. Good God.
What happened?
I mean, what? Like just a minute late? Wow, Coin. That was just a big move to the under. That's now an 8 at -110. God. Wow. Man, Coin. Wow. Dabby Cab, we miss you, buddy. We will obviously have you back rocking with us soon. Wow, that is a move, Coin. Coin, I hope you had a great birthday yesterday, my man. Wow, that happened fast. Are you getting that in your book?
I apologize, Jimmy. What are you getting right now?
A flat 8 -110 each way.
I'm getting a flat 8 -105 to the under, -115 to the over at one book. And at my other book, I am getting let me refresh this. Was this just a move like 30 seconds, like a minute ago?
Yes.
Let me see. Let me pull this up. Game 2, Washington Nationals, Detroit Tigers. I am currently getting.
No, sorry, I was talking Milwaukee, New York Mets. Game 1.
Milwaukee, New York Mets, game 1. Let me see.
Wow.
I'm getting an 8 -110 both ways.
That was a 16-cent move. I made the bet at 1:02 p.m. This move happened at 1:04 p.m.
Wow. Damn, that's a flat 8. That's crazy.
Now, now the move at the 8, because now obviously I could have bet it at 365 instead and just sent it in, but there's only been a 3-cent move offshore. The 8's now -113. Wow, that's that. You know what happens to me when that happens? I start sweating.
Yeah.
I just start sweating instantly whenever that fucking happens. Okay. All right. I'm going to stay focused here. Here. We have Flaherty. I want to fade Flaherty, but maybe the Tigers' ability to hit lefties is so dangerous that maybe it is the over that we want to move on in this one. So bullpens both are poor. We know the Detroit Tigers bullpens is expected to be better than it is. So maybe we need to see what happens in game one to see how many pitchers are used. And then, you often get the zigzag in double headers. So we don't want too high scoring of a game one. Let's take a look. 1-0 Pittsburgh. 1-0 Pittsburgh here. So thank you guys for the heads up. And the Tigers have a runner on second to get started in the game one of the double dip. So here for, put this here. So here we go for the, I'm just a little flustered with that. This total is an 8 for Detroit, Washington. Opened up at 8, -115 to the over. Now it's -111 to the over. We have a 3-cent move towards the under. And then on the money line for game 2 of Detroit, Washington, Flaherty, Gore, it is a pick'em. But this did open up with the Nats favored at -101. And now it's a -104 each way. What do you think about game 2 of the double dip?
I mean, you know me, Jim, how much I like Mackenzie Gore. I think he's one of the better up and coming pitchers in baseball right now. It's just I moved on to the Nationals game 1 in some sort of fashion. I moved on their team total over. I want to wait until that game's over if I'm actually going to move on this game 2 here. You mentioned it, Tigers crushing lefties. This could be a good spot for the Tigers bats. Right now I'm getting the Tigers at a -108, Washington Nationals -102. Got a total of 8 at a -115 to the over. It's going to be a pass for me. I got to see what happens in this game 1 first. I'm not going to move on this game 2 yet. Like I said, it's kind of rare for me to even move on doubleheaders. I try to stay away from them in some ways just because my past ROI hasn't been good in those situations. Already moved on game 1 here. I don't think I need to move on game 2 here. Maybe it would be a lean. It's too tricky. This game's too complicated for me. I'm not going to end up moving on anything in this game in game 2.
I have interest in the over and the Nat. If the Tigers beat up on, I guess beat up isn't the right way because I still want their bat. I'm gonna have interest in the Nats team total over. I'm gonna have interest in the over, and I'm gonna have the interest in the Nationals. But again, thank God, Mal. Okay, into 2-1-0. Okay, I want to see what happens in game 1, but I have interest in all those spots here. We're going to talk about game 2, Brewers Mets, but we have our producer here joining us from our home studio in the Southtown 101, ready to attack the rest of the card. So without further ado, please welcome star of Say Hey Plays, Mr. Jose Bouquet, to the show. Jose, how are you?
I'm doing all right, guys. Can't wait to attack the card. Shitload of games. So let's get after it.
Let's go, Jose.
So, Jose, we are obviously in business, all those early games, first pitch about that hit. Did you move on any of the game 1s?
No, haven't moved on anything yet. So looking forward to break everything down with you guys.
All right. So we just spoke about the game 2s. We spoke about a game 2 with Cease Sanchez in Philadelphia, San Diego. Cease is a question mark. We've seen a big move towards the Padres, which kind of threw us for a loop. We just talked about game 2 in Tigers Nats with Flaherty, Mackenzie Gore, and then we're gonna touch on game 2 of Milwaukee, New York for the first time. Did you move on either of those game 2s?
No, the only one that was semi-interesting was the Milwaukee Brewers game 1. The line kind of moving towards the Brewers. I'd lean that direction, but haven't moved anything, so no worries.
Okay, well, let's talk about game 2. We have Jacob Mizorowski pitching, and I believe they've announced who is pitching.
I think it's Blade.
Yeah, Blade Tidwell.
Yeah.
Could you get Tidwell's information up, Jose, and we'll start with you and then go over to wine time? Mizorowski's been an absolute beast, but not going up against Skeens today. Be interesting. I'd be interested to see if he's still locked in. Do you know righties are hitting 0.34 with a 131 OPS against Jacob Mizorowski? I mean, that's just insane. Obviously, you can't keep this up. The Mets are hitting righties much harder than the Brewers, and the Brewers have a huge bullpen advantage here. Yeah, Matty Ice, I would love to see, we've seen it before, old goalies refine their form in a hockey market. So we've seen it before. I would love, as a hockey fan, I would like to see it. Do I expect it? I mean, I imagine, it's hard to believe in him after what we've seen. But we've seen this before. We've seen these old school goaltenders go into a hockey market and step up. Will he be able to do that? I don't know. He's been pretty poor now for multiple years in a row, and it just seems like Detroit's a goalie graveyard these days. So I need to sit with it for longer, but it didn't inspire any hope for me in the Red Wings. I mean, what, they're picking up Gibson and Patrick Kane? What fucking year is this? That's who they just signed? So here with Mizorowski, Tidwell, Mizorowski's minus 116, open up minus 124. Why would this be moving away from Mizorowski? That's a confusing detail here. Then let's get to this total from a total standpoint here. Wow, it's already 1-0 Milwaukee. That shit didn't take long. Well, that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to cash, but that shit didn't take long. Then we have here, with the Mizorowski Tidwell spot, we have this total at 8.5. It's minus 112 to the under. This opened up at 8, now at 8.5. Jose Bouquet, talk to us about Tidwell. What are your thoughts? You're muted, my man.
Fantastic. Great start. Yeah, Blade has been pitching pretty outright shittily, if I'm being honest, and a new word we're christening, obviously. But 3 1/3 innings pitched last time out. 5 hits, 4 earned runs at Pittsburgh. This is his first home start, so I guess there's some solace there. Went 3 2/3, 4 hits, 2 earned runs at Philadelphia, which is a fine enough start. And then his debut this year was last month, so I'm tossing that one out the window, really. I just don't have too much confidence in him, but I mean, the market is fascinating, or I guess the line movement is fascinating, I should rather say, that it's moving towards Blade so briskly with 66% of the bets, 80% of the money on Mizorowski here. I think it's kind of Paul Skeens-esque for me, wanting to fade him here. Cheap price for the guy that everyone's been talking about for the last week. So I do lean Mets, and I probably am going to move on the Mets here soon.
I agree. Now, what we need is the Brewers to beat up on the Mets in game 1.
Would be nice. 3-0 Tigers, apparently, too.
Yeah, no, I'm nailed by TJ. Absolutely nailed by him. Again, my concern here, Jose, is that we're just getting too cute trying to fade Mizorowski here. It's just like, I mean, look, the market's indicating that that's what we should do. We're going to have some time to think about it. I think you heard the good news. Wine time, already 1-0 Brewers and the man on first.
Let's go. Sorry, I had to heat up the coffee a little bit, gentlemen. But yeah, as far as this game goes, guys, I'm not going to back anything in this game. Another doubleheader. I already moved on a doubleheader spot today. I've got a good amount of action. Does make me think that the Mets could be live here in this game. What did the Brewers open up at a minus? I think I got a minus 122 last night. They're a minus 113 right now. Mets plus 103, total 8.5. Hasn't really moved at all total wise. It's going to be a pass for me, Jim. Hate for the short breakdown on some of these games. On some of these double headers, I just don't know what to do in some of these games. So this is going to be another pass for me. Nothing for me in this game.
Do you agree, though? It's a very suspicious line and a move towards Tidwell. Now, he's a second-round pick out of Tennessee, but I think that Jose bringing up the Skeens spot is perfect. I mean, we watch Mizorowski step up going up against Skeens, and now everybody in the world's talking about Mizorowski. Couldn't we see Tidwell step up against Mizorowski?
Yeah, Mizorowski's been pitching really well. 3 games? He's given up 2 earned runs and 16 innings. Wow. Yeah, this seems like a Mets spot here. I do think that the Mets do seem like the live spot here.
I took them plus 102.
Plus 102.
I'm going to wait for game 2, but I get why you did that, and I'll be taking a very close look at this here.
Yeah, because I have a feeling it's going to go into like the minus 105s each way kind of territory.
I'd be fine with that. Oh my God, do you just fucking air? God, the very difficult to cap assholes. I mean, I just like that's just the easiest ground ball. All right. No, I mean we're not screwed over yet, but I mean how that eats them up is absolutely disgusting. Fucking idiot.
Is that in this Pirates game?
Yeah.
Oh God damn!
No, it's just a simple ground ball to short. I mean, just simple. I mean, we're talking. Okay.
Mitch will get out of it here, right here.
What are you guys on in that game? First 3 under?
I'm on the first 3 under, but first 3 under 2.
Yeah.
I'm on the full game under 8, and that is a nice play by the shortstop. Oh my gosh! What a play!
Yeah, that was.
Did you see that, Jimmy?
Yeah, spectacular.
How did he make that play? But he didn't make the play before that.
No, it wasn't him. It was Reynolds. Reynolds is at second, right? Whoever was at second.
Yeah. Oh, it was okay. Yeah, it was Reynolds. Yeah.
Good God! And what a scoop by Horwitz. Okay. Oh man, AM agreeing looks like a Met spot. It certainly does. Okay, let's roll. A roller coaster. Okay, that concludes the double dips. Jose moving on game 2 of the Mets, and I agree. But again, it would be important for the Brewers to take care of business in the first game here, and they could do that. So it's 1-0, but there's 2 out now, running around first. Also 2 out in the bottom of the first. We're also at the top of the 5th now in Athletics Tampa in a 2-1 score. At what point are we going to want to move on a live over? Oh, it's pouring rain now too. Okay, maybe we should just wait. Pouring rain.
Oh, I was about to say it. You'll see the cut to the rain here in a second. I was like, "Where's the fucking rain?" And then they finally cut to a camera. Where
I don't see people getting up and leaving.
No, they're just that's Florida weather. They're just like, this thing's gonna clear up in 10 minutes. We'll be fine. They're just all sitting there with the fucking hat on.
Pepio's shoving though all of a sudden.
Shout out to my guy, Pepio.
Okay, maybe I'll spend some more time on that one. Okay, so let's roll on. By the way, we did have Holmes get out of that first inning, so it's 1-0 Brewers. So not a lot's changed in all of this here. Okay, let's roll on. So those are all the double dips and the early games. Now we can have a bit of a reprieve and hammer away. We start with Twinkies Marlins here. And Jansen Junk is coming off a bad start at San Francisco. It was very strange. The market indicated that there was going to be runs scored in that game, and that's exactly what happened. We don't see a lot of those games at Oracle. At home this year, he's only made 1 start, and he's pitched in 3 games. This Marlins team is happy. Haven't seen them happy. Fuck. God, I couldn't tell you when. Not in a long time. And the dugout is alive.
Yeah.
The Stowers home run, they were so pumped up. Oh, and we have a 6-0 Tigers lead. Good God.
Whoa. I'm so glad I didn't move on that +1.5 for the Nationals.
Jesus Christ.
God damn, that's nuts.
That could set us up for game 2 perfectly, though.
Oh, yeah. That's that could be good news. Now I just need the Nationals to put some runs on the board.
Wow. No, this is great. Great call from TJ. So important to have these cappers in the chat.
Tigers are a must bet in game 1. Like,
first I know the line had moved against them.
Yeah, like what? That's crazy. Shout out to TJ, man. I got to share the screen with him on Sunday. He came on for walk-off wagers. So shout out to TJ.
Speaking of which, you want to hang out with our friend TJ? Well, one place for that Now you'll get a chance to hang out with the next Pubpalooza. But before then, come up to Toronto. Fucking some of the champions, man. We should have a drunk in there somewhere. Some of the drunk champions. It's going to be a lot of fun, man. And TJ going to be rocking with us up at Woodbine. So, the reservations are already being made. They're a little concerned about our group, so we have to reserve tables of 4 each. They don't want to give us 16.
Do we have a reputation up there?
They have every right to be concerned.
Oh my God!
To be concerned, but they are a little concerned. So we have to secretly just get tables of 4. Let's roll. 6:40 p.m. Oh, 2-0 Phillies as well. 2-0 Phillies. Damn it. It's okay. It's okay. 2-0 Phillies, and we have TJ said they'd be very fucking concerned. Oh man. I'm really pumped up about it, man. So but let's roll. Here, Vincent Hawkins says my day is done, Matty Ice. Of course, there's lots of opportunities for Spenny to climb, but Spenny doesn't. When Spenny's gambling, he's laser focused, man. Yeah, this guy's gonna. I guarantee 4 figures. You know, I guarantee 4 figures.
I remember watching Spenny at not this last year, the year before, during March Madness, and how locked in he was watching those games, and he gets locked in. He gets into it. Shout out to Spenny Pennybomb. Love capping with that guy, man. He throws some bombs out there, and he hits those bombs sometimes.
Oh, I can't wait. There's our guy, Truth Teller, in the house, and it's not 2-0 Phillies. Jermaine's apologizing. That's 0-0. Okay, good. Makes me feel better about the situation here. We are also. I don't want to talk about it. Let's just wait. God, what a fucking never-ending battle, man. All right, and who? Okay, all right. Let's roll on. So I apologize there. Look, we got a lot of action here, and money talks. This is done, right? You catch it, and that is yet another first 3 under in the fucking bank.
Let's go, baby.
All right, we're off to a winning start here, and it feels very good. Okay, let's roll on. Off to a winning start. Gorky said, no one said don't combine tables. No, don't worry. I know exactly how to do it. I've got it all handled. Trust me. I know these people very well. I'm going to get there early. I'm going to slip them a little bit of cash. I know exactly how to set up so we get the 4 tables all in line. Don't worry. Trust me. I got it all set.
Gorky, all you got to do is just show up, my friend, and have a good time.
Yes. Nice, Ronnie Lofton. TJ grabbed it too. Let's roll. Twinkies, Marlins, Lone Depot Park of Miami, Florida. We have Simeon Woods Richardson against Jansen Junk. Okay, let's go back to Jansen Junk here. I'm a Jansen Junk believer, and he's coming off a bad start, which I'm totally fine with. At home, he's thrown 13 innings, and he's only started once. He's come out of the pen twice. He's allowed 2 earned runs. So he has not walked a batter in 13 innings. He's not allowed a jack in 13 innings. He's struck out 16. Jansen Junk is bet on. And that's fine, but that's only half of the cap or less. It's much less, but it's only half of the size, So yes, I think Jansen Junk is bet on. The question is, what is Simeon Woods Richardson going to do here? 4.63 ERA by a 1.39 whip. He's allowed 8 home runs this year. 5 of them have come on the road. He's not really to be trusted on the road. He's allowed 31 hits over 27 2/3, allowed 17 earned runs, 287 opponent's batting average, and he gets lit up and smoked by left-handed bats. That's his kryptonite. So let's take a look at the lineup here. Of course, not confirmed, but Sanchez, Stowers, Hicks. Now you have Edwards. So you can have Edwards batting from the left side. Edwards, Sanchez, 1-2, but and God, Otto Lopez looks good at short. Good God, does he look good at short? Mr. Belvedere on the Marlins plus 105, and I completely get it. There's the Sweaty Butcher in the house. Sweaty Butcher, we need an update. We need a squad update of the baseball team. So I would like to fade the Twins. The Twins are hitting 238, 743 OPS versus righties. Marlins 270, 730. The Twins bullpen is terrible, but this is not a very scary offense over Miami, but it is an offense that's won 8 straight. JW's on the over 8.5. Let's take a look at the line history. Roof will be closed. Let's take a look at the line history and then hand it over to Wine Time Sports to get us started here. We have this total at 8.5 minus 113 to the over. Opened up at 8.5. It dropped down to 8 at 3:40 a.m. and it got back up to 8.5 at 8:30 a.m. Overall, we've had 15 cents of movement though on this over 8.5. Let's get to the money line here for this spot. On the money line, we have the Marlins at plus 106. They open up at plus 109. There's just not much movement. And when we get to the cash flow for this one, we have. Sorry about this. Here we go. We have 71% of the tickets and 82% of the cash on the Marlins, and they're still dogs. 77% of tickets on the under and 62% of the cash. Mark A on the first 5 over 4.5. J Cobb says Tigers are still batting in the top of 1. Okay. This is a cap where I expect us to be able to grind an angle out here. Take it away, Wine Time, Twinkies, Marlins.
Man, Trevor Williams, guys, has thrown 53 pitches and he's not out of the first inning. Wow. That's not good for the Nationals, actually, because I don't know how much longer he's going to be able to go. They might get into this bullpen early. But at the same time, I think Gore is going to be able to go deep into the next game. But besides the fact, let's get to this game right here, a game that I made a play on last night when this line came out. I knew I was going to beat the line movement. I was hoping to beat it a little more than what it's currently at, but I got in on the Miami Marlins plus 110. It's plus 106 at my book right now. I like the Miami Marlins here in this spot. I like Jansen Junk. I think he's got good stuff. He's coming off that bad start. His last bad start he came off. He gave up 1 earned run in the next 2 starts. I think we're going to see something similar here, especially against this Twins batting order that shouldn't scare anyone. They've got 2 good guys in this batting order, and that's it. I mean, Buxton and Correa, outside of that, this team is weak. This order is not good by any means, and I think Miami Marlins have the better pitcher on the mound, and I think he can go out there and pitch well, at least give us 6 innings of strong baseball. With that being said, Twins are going to be they're kind of on my fade list right now, guys. It's going to be a team I'm going to be fading probably the rest of the season. I wish I would have done it earlier on when they were on that hot streak, when they started getting cold, but I didn't end up doing it. But this is a good spot. It seems like we can back the Miami Marlins. I backed them at plus 110. I still endorse it at plus 106. Jansen Junk goes out there and dominates this lineup. We're going to need 5-6 strong out of Junk. You know, Junk doesn't usually go more than 6 innings, so we're going to have to trust that bullpen. But I like the vibes in the dugout you mentioned. I mentioned a couple weeks ago, like seeing these guys, they're learning how to win. This is a young group they have in Miami, a team that I didn't think people probably didn't think they'd be as good as they are right now. Yeah, they've won 8 straight. They're 7 games under 500, but this team's definitely heading in the right direction. They're not going to make a playoff run by any means, but I like the heart they have in that dugout. It's crazy. Like you look at their attendance, guys, their attendance is low. No one goes to these games. This is going to be a team that's going to be developing over the next couple of years. Good spot to take them here at some slight plus money against the Minnesota Twins. That's just struggling right now. And I don't trust this. I don't trust the offense from the Minnesota Twins by any means. I haven't trusted them all season long, and I'm not going to start now. So give me Miami Marlins plus 110. I still endorse the plus 105, plus 106. You could maybe even still find a plus 110 out there. I'm not too sure, but I like the Marlins either way you put it here in the spot.
Marlins at plus 110. It's fishy, man. And I know you talked about, expecting to beat this line move more. I guess I'm going to be capped off of this game. Jose, can we hear your breakdown, and can you touch on both bullpens, because it was a well-pitched game yesterday, and that back end of the Marlins bullpen, it was fucking shut down city. I mean, they weren't even. I mean, they have a 3-headed monster they claim out there, and I saw it in effect. They look good. Jose, break down Twinkies Marlins.
Yeah, I'm actually on the Marlins with you. Wine Time plus 106. I don't like being with all of the public and everything, but this to me should be Minnesota Twins like minus 140, minus 150. And the fact that it's not against Jansen Junk, who allegedly is good, I don't think he is, but allegedly is shocking. So I took the Marlins here. Marlins bullpen pretty good. Only used 2 guys yesterday, and Anthony Bender and Ronnie Hernandez. Calvin Fauché is their other closer. Hasn't thrown in 2 days, so he should be fine. And everyone else did not throw yesterday. So They should be good on that end. As for Minnesota only threw Louis Varland yesterday as well, so their bullpen fully ready to go. Johan Duran hasn't thrown in 4 days, so he should be in this game as well. So I expect fully torqued bullpens on both sides. The line opening up at minus 130, where you used to play poker at, now down to minus 116, minus 120 at Penny, down to minus 115. I do indeed hope there's more line movement as the day goes on. I would like to think that this is going to get to be minus 105 each way. This one is the one I don't have as much faith about that line movement getting that way. But the fact that it's so low to begin with makes me feel like the Marlins were alive in this game. So Marlins for me as well, full game.
Yeah, I won't be able to get there. I won't be able to get there. JW, it's a simple angle to fade a team off of that win streak. Again, it's the longest losing streak for that angle. And it's only year 5 of me tracking it. But it's still a phenomenal angle that I will continue to attack. And, there's always going to be swings with these things. And but I'm not going to back them here. I'm not going to back them here. So we have both Wine Time and Jose on the Marlins. This total moving up. This line not really moving with everybody on the Marlins. So I'm going to stay far away from this one. Let's take a second to shout out the Sweaty Butcher, man. 6 straight weeks of baseball, 5 days a week, 10 days straight. And it's so important for these young kids, man. It's so important. It's such an important age to understand the discipline and the teamwork. Discipline and teamwork is going to mean so much to them as they move forward. So truly, from all of us, as you're raising these kids who are going to be important members of the society and already are, we thank you for putting all that time and energy into that, Sweaty Butcher. It means a ton. I'm sure it means a ton to your boys, but also means a ton to community. So great job, Sweaty Butcher. And there's lots of you guys out there coaching baseball, and we thank you. Truly thank you from the bottom of our hearts. That's how we raise leaders and good people through baseball. So great stuff here.
Leader of young men. Shout out to the Sweaty Butcher, man. That's so cool hearing that you're part of your son's baseball team. You're coaching them like that. That's awesome, man. That's great to hear. Congrats on a good season. You guys are going to be back there next year, except you guys are going to win it next year. So shout out to them and keep that offseason work in, and most importantly, have fun with those kids, man. And shout out to the Sweaty Butcher. I'm sure he's enjoying himself a nice exotic backwood after those games. So shout out to him.
Yeah, man, that's great. Great stuff here. We do have our first lead. It is the Padres 1, Phillies no score. We're the top of 2 in Milwaukee, and they are threatening yet again. They have a runner on second with 1 out. We need more offense there. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, 7:07 p.m. Eastern, we have the New York Yankees, 48-37, 22-20 on the road at Toronto Blue Jays, 47-38, 27-16 home at Rogers Center in Toronto, Ontario. It's supposed to be beautiful. We talked about there being no rain. Let me just take a quick double check.
By the way, fuck all the people yesterday that were like, oh, you can't just fucking bet the Blue Jays because it's fucking Canada Day, dude.
Shout out to the Blue Jays, man. Did you see Springer when he hit that grand slam? Like that emotion in him when he was rounding first base, man? Like the place went nuts. I was unofficially on the Blue Jays yesterday. Yeah, I lost on the under, but I did have a bet on the Blue Jays yesterday. Didn't tweet it out or anything, but watching that game, watching Springer with those 2 or 3 big hits, and seeing him in the post-game interview afterwards, he was stoked, man. You could tell he was really living in that moment.
Yeah,
Day, bitches.
The team's pumped up, man. The team is pumped up. Big Zo says, come on, Rays and Jays. I want to see New York in 3rd place by the end of this week, says Big Zo. We have Will Warren on the bump against Barrios. It's just beautiful weather. Let's take a look at the Swish Analytics and then Ballpark Pal. But it's roof open here in Toronto. Not going to rain for a little while. So we have Where the hell is it? Here we go. We have 83 Fahrenheit. Feels like 82. God, it's beautiful. I wouldn't know. I haven't been outside, but I imagine 9.8 miles per hour out to right field, dies down to 8 miles per hour, and it's pretty much left to right. It's pretty much left to right. AOD says, "Are the Yankees gutless?" Now, there are some Yankee fans here, big Yankee fans here that might fight back about that. Chad Pickard says, "Blue Jays all the way." We have Will Warren, who's pitching very well right now. Reminds me a little bit about old Clark Schmidt. Everybody's shitting on Clark Schmidt, and we trust the Yankees staff, and Clark Schmidt becomes a very good pitcher. Will Warren as well, and we knew it from the strikeout rate. 103 strikeouts over 80 and a third. And when you strike out guys like that, usually you also have a lot of home runs that you allow. And he's only allowed 6 in 80 and a third, and he's only allowed 2 on the road. And this, he's had 9 starts on the road, 37 and a third. He's only throwing 43 innings at home, so it's not much difference there. I mean, he has had a tougher time, though. 23 earned runs in those 37 and a third, opponents hitting 265 against him. And lefties hit him harder than righties. And the Toronto Blue Jays lineup doesn't have many lefties that you need to worry about. You have Barger, Lucas, and Jimenez. That's it in the expected lineup, just those 3 lefties. So this is a really good lineup for him to face. If righties are hitting 194 with a 544 OPS, this is a really good lineup for him to go up against. Then you have Jose Barrios coming off a beauty start at Fenway 9-0. He has now been very good at home. He got off to that terrible start, but he's been very good. Robert Francis says, Yankees -1. Let's break this down. Jays are hitting righties much harder than the Yankees last 30 days. Jays 259, 745 OPS, while the Yankees are 233, 715 OPS, and both bullpens have been mediocre. So let's get into the line history and hand it over to Jose Bouquet, who's watching very happily the Yankees struggle.
Yeah, I've been texting our mutual friend about the Blue Jays as well.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll see him here at Pubapalooza. Or sorry, at Summit of Champions.
I'd love to see that. Well, I guess New York, it's close.
We have this total at 9 now, 8.5. But there's really no difference. This opened up under 9 -118, and now the over 8.5 is -119. So it's basically the same thing. For a money line spot, these Jays are +112. They opened up at +113. So basically, we have no movement really on side or total. Let's get into the cash flow for Jays Yankees. We have 62% of the tickets and 88% of the cash on the Jays. Line's not moving. 65% of tickets on the under, but 78% of cash on the over. And again, this line is not moving. Jose Bouquet, take it away for us. Yankees, Jays here at the Rogers Center.
Yeah, this is a pretty clear Yankee spot to me. By the way, Manny Machado clears the bases double, I think it was.
Wow.
So
5-0.
There you go. Mick Gable, bad ball there. Yeah, give me the Yankees here, -123. The first 2 games are great. I was sitting back watching and laughing, expecting the Yankees to lose those games. I didn't bet them, of course, but I just sat back and watched. But this was the game in the line that was like, okay, I guess I have to bet the Yankees here. I think one, it helps that now they can feel a bit of a little tickle on their neck that the Blue Jays are right behind them, 1 game back officially. I think that will help. 2, I honestly think this should be -110, -105 each way. And the fact that it's 15 cents off from what I think here, again, is another flag. It's like, okay, I think I should probably bet the Yankees here. The books seemingly think the Yankees are going to win. Especially with the worst starting pitcher on the Yankees and maybe the best Blue Jays pitcher here. I just think that's just a Yankees spot here. And I think the Yankees lose tomorrow and they'll lose 3 out of 4 and we'll all be happy. So -123 for me.
I agree. One time, take it away. Yankees, Jays.
I mean, when I capped this game yesterday, I capped it to the Blue Jays. I didn't end up making it official. I didn't play it. Waking up this morning, I could have gotten a +115 last night. I'm seeing right now +113. So Doesn't really look like a lot of movement for me here in this game here. I mean, you guys know how high I'm on the Jays. I think they're the better team. I mean, it's that simple. I think the Blue Jays are a better team than the New York Yankees. And I've already made my money with them in this series, and I've already have a nice future bet on them at plus 700 to win this division. I don't think I really need to get involved in this game here. I do think the Blue Jays are still live to win this game. I know they're coming off a big offensive day yesterday, mostly because of George Springer, but I still like this. I like the way they've been playing. This team doesn't give up. All they need is one or two of those innings to really go off for some runs here. Will Warren, not a guy that I really like by any means, but it does show that. I mean, Jose Berrios is the better pitcher here on the mound here, and it looks like the Blue Jays are playing better baseball. So why are they the dog here? That's ultimately why I'm staying off this game here. I'm not going to move on the Blue Jays. I've had money invested on them this year, got money invested on them in the future, so I'm not going to get involved in this game. Is a lean towards the Blue Jays. Just it might be a little recency bias because I've been making money off them. But at the same time, New York Yankees are the favorite here with the worst pitcher on the mound in Toronto. So it doesn't correlate enough for me to move on the Blue Jays here. And to hear both of you guys say that you guys lean towards the Yankees here in this spot is going to definitely take me off this game here because I might be seeing something wrong in this matchup too. I'm not quite sure what it is, but maybe I'm seeing something wrong in this. It's going to be a pass for me. I'm not going to play anything in this game. Go Blue Jays, though. I want to catch.
By the way, I do want to say I don't think any of these teams in the AL East are good. Like I don't think it's the Blue Jays and the Rays being like super great team. I think it's the Yankees, Blue Jays, and Rays all being pretty fucking average. And I think at the end of I would be surprised if any of these teams won like 94 games. 90 games around there. I think all these teams are just pretty shitty.
I would say to win I would say to win the AL East this year, it would probably take 92 to 95 wins. So yeah, I don't know. I like the Rays and the Blue Jays this year. I know the Rays, like they're not the sexiest team on paper when you look at them, you know what I mean? But like, dude, these batters are developing this year. These guys are getting better and better. It seems like I know they've been kind of in a slump these last 5 games, but I don't know. I like a couple of these teams in the AL East, but it's still halfway through, guys. Anything can happen. We barely reached the halfway point last Friday, so we still have a lot of baseball to be played. Anything can happen here. Runs will happen, and cold sprouts will happen as well.
It's 4-2 Rays. That live bet should have been made at 2-1.
Whoa.
The live over. Yeah.
It should have been bet. It was just fucking waiting for us, and should have been bet, but I know that, JW questioning Warren and this is a great lineup for him to face. And I like what he's doing. Last 4 starts, 23 innings. He's allowed 5 earned runs. He has struck out 28. I think this is a perfect lineup for him. Razor Sharp Picks Naz. What up, Razor?
What up, Razor?
So, and TJ says, shame on that shitty A staff for leaving Spence in there after that last double getting squared up and they gave away the game. I should have moved live there. I was just stupid. It was Pepio was shoving and there's 2 ways of catching an over and it's not just one-sided. But I'm going to be on the Yankees with you, Jose, and I might actually bet on the -1 line for a score with the road team. I'm not sure if I will.
What are you getting that plus 120?
I have not put it in there, but I could just. Do I have it? Yeah, I'd have to pull up the calculator, but I could tell you very quickly here what it is offshore, and then decide.
I want to give a quick shout out to Razor Sharp Picks in the chat. He said 81 likes is embarrassing. Chat, hit the like button, guys. Hit the like button. If we get 150 likes, we're racing horses for an extra $25 today. I'm going to do the giveaway. So let's get to 150 likes. Run up those likes, and we'll do. When you guys do a horse race already on Wednesdays?
No, just Thursdays, Fridays.
Right, so if we get to 150 likes, if you guys can do a horse race for me, I will give out a $25 dono. But we got to get to 150 likes. Chat, that's easy. We've got over 150 people in the building. Hit that like button.
Yes, and I will match that. So it will turn into a $50. If you guys can get it up to 150, I will match the $25 of wine times there here. And TJ says ballsy to take -1 with that shitty New York Yankee stat. I like it. There's smoke and mirrors in the house. I like it here. And the -1 would be, oh God, might not be worth it. Plus 105. It's not worth it. All right, let's roll on. Next up for us, we have 7:10 p.m. Eastern, Cincinnati Reds, Boston Red Sox. Jose's Boston Red Sox. We have Nick Martinez coming off a phenomenal start. He also threw 112 pitches. Good God, do I want to fade him today? He's only had one other start all year where he threw over 100 pitches. Nick Martinez, last start, 8 innings, 1 hit, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, 2 walks, an 8-1 win at home over the Padres. We're watching the Padres right now. Nas Nate says Red Sox smash, and I agree. But I want to suss it all out here before I make a move. We're in Fenway Park in Boston. Let's talk about the weather here in Boston. 85 Fahrenheit, feels like 87, 7.2 miles per hour to right, dies down at 6.3 miles per hour. I wonder if I think that the Jays, are vulnerable here. I wonder if I should also look at that which I will do when we're hearing the squad break this down. But because I don't sit back and think Brios is going to get lit up and smoke. He's pitching at a high level right now. So if I like Will Warren and I like Jose Barrios, now the roof is open and it's offensive weather, and I don't know how much I trust these bullpens. So maybe it's a first 3 under. I'll look into that while we're breaking this one down. But we have Nick Martinez going up against Brian Bayo, and Fenway Park is the most offensive ballpark in North America today. Plus 25% runs, plus 13% homers, plus 25% doubles and triples, and plus 13% singles. Let's get into the Align history here for this spot. Move over here. We have it says, it's not Bayo, Jose?
No, Bayo's pitching in game 1. Bayo pitches in game 1, ideally pitches the whole game for the Red Sox, which I fucking love. Thank you, Alex Cora. And then game 2 is going to be TBD, probably a bullpen day. A lot of speculations if it was going to be Kyle Harrison, but it's not going to be Kyle Harrison.
So Bayo's just going to take over in this continued ball game then today, Jim or Jose?
Yeah. Yeah. He will pitch I assume, and I think Kyle Cora wants him to pitch the whole game.
I don't have any pitchers listed at any of my websites right now. I don't have a line on this game too. I was on the Red Sox yesterday. They were up 2-1 before it got canceled. I don't know. I don't know who's really going to pitch in this game too for me. But I was on the Red Sox yesterday. I made some good money on the Red Sox since they've gotten rid of Rafael Devers. We've gotten them at some nice plus money this season. Could be another spot to take them, and they are going to be the favorites in this game too. Correct? Do you have a line on this right now, Jimmy?
Yeah, we have right now the Boston Red Sox at -129, opened up -126, 3 cents of movement towards them, and then a total here for this one is at 9.5, -107 to the over.
And by the way, just a little research. It'll probably be Cooper Criswell.
Can you tell us your thoughts and your expectations of him?
So again, I said to originally start this off, there was Kyle Harrison vibes, kind of expecting him to pitch. But I was one of the few people that was like, oh, well, I don't want to see Kyle Harrison up in the majors until he's fucking good and ready to come up here, and the Red Sox have him tweaked and ready to go. Cooper Criswell has pitched well in the majors, has pitched well in the minors. His last few appearances, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 4 innings shut, 5 innings shut, 2 innings shut. So I generally trust Cooper Criswell, and I obviously will be betting the Red Sox in this game. Just need there to be a line. I'll mention, I think the reason why the Red Sox love Cooper Criswell, aside from being, I think, a former Tampa Bay Ray, his slider Stuff Plus is something you guys haven't heard me reference this year much, but Stuff Plus on his slider 141, which is 41% above average for Cooper Criswell. So he's got the slide piece.
Hmm.
And by the way, it's not fully locked in. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it was Brian Bernardino, then Cooper Criswell for 3-4 innings, and then just bullpen.
this is going to be, I feel like this is going to be a lot of runs scored in this game 2 of this doubleheader. Seeing this total, at a 9.5 right now, you said? Looking at this weather, it looks fairly offensive to me. 9 miles per hour blowing out, 86 miles per hour. I got to see what happens in this game 1. I don't even have a line, like I said, so I can't really give anything out or really give a lean, I guess you could say, other than what other sites are offering right now. But I do have a lean towards this over and the Boston Red Sox. I think the Red Sox have probably put up a good amount of runs here on the board today in game 2. It looks like pretty offensive weather today as well, like I mentioned. So that would be my lean in game 2.
Yeah, I like both Boston and the over in game 2. By the way, my apologies for not mentioning Stack's play of the day. Number 2 is in Yankees Blue Jays, and it is the Yankees team total over 4.5 for our guy Justin McKelvey. Again, Yanks team total over 4.5.
Stacks, 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 stacks. Stacks, 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 stacks.
All right, let's roll on here. Let me just make sure that I got the notes set up properly here. So that is the over as well as Boston here for a pseudo game 2 of the double dip. Let's roll on here. 7:15 p.m. Eastern with Los Angeles Angels 42-42, 22-22 on the road at the Atlanta Braves 38-46, 23-18 at home. We're at Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia, and we've taken Kikuchi out of Los Angeles, where he is not being nearly as dominant. Coming off another spectacular performance at home, 5-2 win over the Red Sox, 12 strikeouts and 1 walk over 7 innings. 2 runs were allowed, but none of them were earned. A lot of you guys moved on the Rays Live, are in business. Great job. Now 5-2. I'm just fucking hate that I didn't move on it. Leo Leon is backing the Angels at plus 114. Now, the Braves haven't been hitting lefties hard, but I kind of want to fade Kikuchi every time he's on the road. I believe that we're getting value doing it. And we have Didier Fuentes, who's had 2 starts. And he's being crushed by lefties in these 2 starts. But let's start with these 2 starts. June 20th, 6-2 loss at the Marlins, 5 innings, 4 runs, 1 homer, 3 Ks, 1 walk. I faded him in that start. I wasn't entirely sure what he was going to do in his next start at the Mets, but he got lit up and smoked. And also Mr. Belvedere on the Angels plus 110. He 3 1/3, 8 hits, 6 earned runs, 2 homers, 1 K, 0 walks, 7-3 loss at the Mets. So what do those 2 starts have in common? Well, he got lit up and smoked in both of them. Also, they were both on the road. So now Didier gets to pitch at home in Atlanta. I'm not entirely sure how much that means to him. Angels first righties 235, 740 OPS, and both bullpens have been quite good, especially the Angels bullpen. So let's take a look at the weather. Again, this is where the All-Star game is taking place. We have a live show Dabby Cab is hosting for the Home Run Derby on the Monday of All-Star Week. That's just not far away. Please join us here. Jose cashed with Tio Hernandez last year.
King of the Home Run Derby.
Say what?
King of the Home Run Derby right here. One for my last one.
Yeah. You've cashed 1 in a row. You've cashed 1 in a row.
1,200 units, whatever it is, up, fucking 12 units on one bet, fuck it.
No,
whatever it is.
It was excellent work. 8 miles per hour out to left center. And that is the situation. So looking at ballpark pal here for Truist Park, plus 6% overall, plus 10% homers, minus 3% doubles and triples, and plus 3% singles. Let's get into the line history and the cash flow for this spot here, because I'm not expecting Fuentes just to get lit up and smoke, because that happened twice on the road in his first 2 starts. But I can understand the expectation. This line came out at 8:21 p.m. over 9 minus 118. It didn't take long for it to get to 9.5, which it is right now, and it's juiced to the over at 9.5. So it's a pretty big move on the total. Let's get into the money line here for this spot. On the money line, we have the Braves minus 123. They opened up minus 138. So the Angels have gone from plus 125 to plus 114. Now, they were bigger than that. They got to plus 109 at 7:45 this morning. But still, it's a legit move towards the Angels. And what do I need to do to back? I don't need to back Didier. I mean, take a look at the cash flow. Unless all the money's on the Angels. And that's not the case. 60% of the tickets are on the Angels. Now 58% of the tickets are on the Angels, but 69% cash on the Braves. 82% tickets on the under and 90% cash on the under. A wine time, your Angels in effect here. Kikuchi versus Fuentes. Take it away.
Yeah, I'm going to actually back Kikuchi here in this spot. I got plus 120 on the money line for the LA Angels yesterday when I tweeted this out. I just like the way this team's been playing right now. Guys like Joe Adele, I mean, we're paying this guy I think $2.2 million this year. He's got almost 20 home runs before the All-Star break. He had 8 home runs before the month of June. This guy is just tearing it up right now. He's seen the ball really well. And you've got guys like
fucking time.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, I remember talking about him at Pubpalooza with you, Jose. I remember telling you, I was like, this guy's going to hit 40 bombs this year. You know what I mean? Because that's the potential he has. He's not going to hit 40 bombs this year, but 30, you know what I mean? Maybe 35, maybe in the upper 30 area, but he's seen the ball really well right now. This entire Angels lineup is honestly Zach Neto at the top, one of the most, if you ask me, is a top 5 shortstop in the game already. And this is really his second full season. He's gotten hurt though these last couple weeks or so. He takes a lot of pitches up and in. He's gotten hit on the wrist, he's gotten hit on the elbow. He had to take some time off. This guy's he's a gamer. He's all over the field too. You notice he's not afraid to slide and make a nice play. He's not afraid to steal a base either. So shout out to him for that. But I like this Angels team and I like Kikuchi. My guy Spoons pointed this out to me, a couple weeks ago, that Kikuchi gets like 13 to 14 hours of sleep a night before he starts.
He's a long sleeper, like Peter Loshak. Peter Loshak goes to sleep Friday night and wakes up Sunday morning.
Are you serious?
I swear to God. And it's called long sleeping.
Wow.
Part of the mystery of Peter Loshak. He goes to sleep Friday night and he wakes up on Sunday morning. That's
I know not to contact Pete Saturdays because I won't be hearing from him.
Oh man, shout out to Peter Loshak, the GOAT right there. Yeah, that's funny, dude. That's hilarious. But Kikuchi, I mean, that's crazy to me. And this is a different time zone. So maybe that is why he has been struggling on the road. But I just think the way he's been pitching right now, he's just been so spot on. And I know his numbers at home are a lot better, but I think this is a Braves lineup that he actually could do decent against, at least pitch well, give us 6-7 strong innings of 2, maybe 3 earned run baseball. And the Angels bats can get to Fuentes like I think they will. We're seeing a total here at 9.5 after a 4-0 shutout yesterday. It looks like it's getting a little bit more juice to the 9.5 here. It looks like this is going to be a very offensive day at the ballpark here, guys. Looks like there's going to be a lot of runs scored either way. I want to move on the over now at this point. I'm already on the Angels plus 120. We beat that line moving by 8 cents currently right now. I want to get on this over 9.5 minus 110. I'm not going to do it on the show yet. We've still got some time. I want to circle back over this game, but I just like the way the Angels are playing right now. And their bullpen is, you touched on it, Jim, their bullpen has been pitching really well. They got guys like Jose Furman, this 23-year-old guy that has really been pitching well lately. He's the new 7th inning guy. They've got Reed Detmers, who seems like hasn't given up a run in the last 20 games. And you got Kenley Jansen in the 9th, and he's one of the most reliable closers in baseball still to this day. So if Kikuchi can get to 6 with the lead, he's got a good 7, 8, 9 guys. And Reed Detmers and Jansen both did throw yesterday, but they had the day off before that. They will both be ready to go today. If maybe they give Detmers the day off, give Zephyr on the 8th inning, put Jansen in the 9th, and then the next day use Detmers. We'll see what happens. But I trust this bullpen as long as the Angels have the lead. The Angels have the lead. When Kikuchi comes out of this ball game, they're not going to lose this. Kikuchi's just, I can't believe how well this guy's been pitching this season. When we signed him, I was like, why are we paying this guy this much money? He's older, you know what I mean? This guy's throwing 97 still in the 6th inning. This guy's throwing over 100 pitches each outing when he's pitching well. I just like his stuff. And on the road, he has been a little bit more vulnerable, but I'm still going to trust his stuff here. Give me the Angels plus 120, and I will most likely move on the over 9.5. I think there's going to be a lot of runs scored here today. So I'm just going to wait a little bit. See, the lineup should get posted the next hour, I'm going to guess here. So we'll touch on it before the show ends for sure. Jose, what do you have to say about this?
I'll keep it short and sweet. Give me the Angels. I bet the Angels. Line movement spot. Pretty easy spot for me to bet. Plus 112. Los Angeles Angels.
We also have Razor on the Angels as a gambler's first glance here.
Shit, I need to cash out. Oh, no.
Gambler's first glance here is on the LA Angels.
Go Razor.
what was the line that you got, Jose?
I got plus 112. Let me double check real quick because I think I heard Razor got 11. Yeah, plus 112.
I think Lynn's on him too. Lynn Belvedere's on.
Yeah,
the
Mr. Belvedere. Everybody on the Angels. Not one person here on the Atlanta Braves.
We're a sharp community. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, it's a real interesting spot because I mean, Gambler's First Glance to me.
I was surprised.
I
was going to say I'm surprised it's Gambler's First Glance because when I'm looking at this, Kikuchi's the much better arm here, and the Angels bats are better than the Braves bats at this point in the season. So I don't know, but I like the look still because it's still the Braves Angels though, I guess you could say, because the Braves are a team that makes a postseason run. Everyone likes the Braves. They have a
Braves are 8 games under 500 overall. Angels are even. Now the Braves are 5 games over 500 at home. So that, I mean, but every single person here on the Angels, I mean, you want to be correlated with Razor. So whether or not it doesn't fit the MO because your first glance would be, of course, I'm going to back Kikuchi and Fade Didier. So, yes, no, we're not using Action App Razor. So I get it. I just mean like we went over those numbers. You have again, 59% of the tickets on the Angels, 69% cash on the Braves. So I just mean that just the idea of the first glance is always, you got to look deeper. But because first glance, I would want Kikuchi over Fuentes. But of course, you want to be aligned with Razor. All right, you guys are on the Angels. Everybody in the chat on the Angels. Good luck, you guys. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. 8 p.m. Eastern. Cleveland Guardians 40 and 43. And by the way, Razor, we stopped using Action about 8 weeks ago. And it was a good move. We'll never use them again. I mean, we had to use them a little bit yesterday just because the board that we've been using was down.
Guardians 40 by the way, of course, the day we don't use we bet the reverse line movement, weird action spot, it loses, of course, on Action. So
yeah, it was not helpful to have those numbers, no doubt about it.
Pissed me off. But shout out to Pete on a great. Me and him, we broke down the Red Sox-Reds game perfectly. It wasn't going to go the full game, so you get the 1 inning and you get your run and you get out of there. So it's great. Shout out to Pete.
Yeah, that ear feed was beautiful. All right, Wrigley Field in Chicago, Illinois. Let's get into the weather here at Wrigley. By the way, we just got the Gambler's First Glance from Razor Sharp Picks. We have now hit one of our other famous cappers plays of the day. The spreadsheet play of the day is the Chicago Cubs. The Shota Imanaga and the Chicago Cubs here. Let's roll. Shota Imanaga, 4-2, 2.54 ERA, 1.03 WHIP, 49 2/3, 37 Ks, 15 walks, and 7 home runs. Looking at the weather here in Wrigley, 85 Fahrenheit, feels like 88. 3.6 miles per hour to left field, dies down to 2.7 miles per hour. The weather here for Wrigley, plus 2% overall, plus 8% homers, minus 6% doubles and triples, and plus 1% singles. So Deacon says Bybee's last 3 starts, 305 pitches, 198 strikes. Key will be if the Cubs can avoid swinging at pitches outside of the strike zone. Vincent Hawkins on the Cubs double result. Let's take a look at the line history then for this Cubbies spot with Shota Imanaga. We have the Cubbies at minus 155. Minus 155. This opened up at it's now minus 156, but it opened up at minus 155. So just no movement on the side here. Let's get into the total. From a total perspective here, we have an 8. It's minus 109 to the over. This opened up at 7.5 and has moved to 8. So we have a half run move towards the over here. Leo, we all use different sites, and we don't make up the numbers, and that's the numbers from the Wager Talk board that I gave you. So it's not a yes or no thing. You can say, oh, on this site it has these numbers. But it's not a yes or no thing. That's all. So the Guardians are hitting just 216, 589 OPS versus lefties. They're not hitting them. Cubs 254, 782 OPS, but So the Guardians aren't hitting lefties. The Guardians bullpen has looked bad. The Cubs bullpen still excellent, not quite as good as the Pirates. And Hancock option to AAA. That's after that performance last night, probably is for the best for him. Bybee last start, 2 earned runs over 6 innings and 6-0 loss at home versus the Jays. On the road, 9 starts and 29 earned runs. 259 opponent's batting average. Lefties hitting 244, the 755 OPS against them. So here we go. Speaking of the cash flow, let's take a look at the Cleveland Cubbies cash flow. We have 83% of the tickets and 91% of the cash on the Cubs, and line's not moving. 69% of tickets and 73% cash on the under, and line's gone up to the over. Now, look, I'm not going to back the Guardians in situations that are suspicious. I can't trust their bats. I can't ever trust their bats, and I'm not going to mess it up here But it is a suspicious line with everybody on the Cubs and the line moving. Jose Bouquet, take it away, Guardians, Cubs.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It is indeed a sus line. All the money on the Cubs not really moving. And even on the total, there's, like you said, 69% of the bet, 73% of the money of the under on the under. And we went from a 7.5 to now an 8. So it feels like everything's kind of a jumbled mess in this game. I don't want to back the Guardians here, but I do want to back the over, but I think I might just stay off the game. But yeah, I agree. It seems like a guard spot. It seems like Shota might get touched up, but I've seen the guards get shut down by many a lefty this year. So pass.
And I've seen them in this situation, and I've lost money backing them, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I'll just back away here. Let's hear from you. Wine time, Guardians, Cubbies.
Yeah, for me, this seems like more of an under game when I'm looking at this. And if you're going to take the Guardians, it's kind of like trying to catch a falling knife, I guess. The Guardians just not playing good baseball. I've lost some good money betting the Cleveland Guardians this season, and I can't just let that get me off them in certain spots. But I don't really think it's a spot for the Cleveland Guardians here. It's too tricky for me here. I mean, the Guardians are going to eventually win a game, and you looking at their batting order though, man, like 5 through 9, like this is awful. This is awful. It doesn't get much worse than this from a 5 through 9 standpoint. They've got a couple guys at the top. You got Ramirez, you got Kwan, you got Carlos Santana, but you don't have a lot of bats that are going to give them runs on a consistent basis this season and going forward. I think. Don't get me wrong; they've made runs in the past. Last season, they went all the way, almost made it to the World Series with almost a similar roster, but just doesn't really look like. I just don't like this team chemistry the way they're playing right now. I don't like the bats in the order. But at the same time, I don't want to lay this much juice with the Cubs. And I don't even want to lay -1 with the Cubs. Is it a fishy line? Maybe a little bit. I think maybe the Cubs probably should be closer to a -175, -180 with Shota on the mound. But it's going to end up being a pass for me, guys. I want nothing to do with this Guardians team. They're going to keep me off until I at least see something from them. I need to see something first. I'm sometimes the guy that likes to catch the falling knife, but I'm not going to do it here with the Guardians. They've burned me too many times. And again, I can't let that get in my head because this is baseball. It's in the long run. Luck can quickly go the other way. It could quickly shift the other way very quick. So I'm still going to stay off this game. It's going to be a pass for me, nothing in this game.
Free bands play today from Dougie Wise is the Cubbies -1.5. Deacon Mike says his friend at the Tribune says insider reports going around that Hoyer might trade Tucker before the deadline because he knows he won't be able to sign him long term, which is wild. AM says the line should probably be -185. Says let's be honest. So he's on the Guardians money line here. And Coin says this market moved this total up yesterday, and that game went under. And Jason Meyer, the wind is blowing out very, very slightly, and it's not expected to be too offensive. +2% overall from Wrigley here. Shout out to our guy Big O, tuning in from Phoenix this week, having a beer and listening to PSR on vacation. Let's cash. That sounds nice, Big O. A richly deserved vacation for you, my friend. So none of us are moving on Guardians Cubbies.
This is going to be a pass for me.
Let's move on to 8:05 p.m. Eastern. Now, we had for Orioles Rangers, we had Nathan Eovaldi come in off the right triceps fatigue. He was a month on the IL. We had the statistical backing that he didn't look good when he would come back, and he didn't have any rehab starts. He did have a fixed situation at the complex, I believe, 50 pitches, but it was just, not a real rehab start. And then we were right. And we got paid. He went 3 innings. He allowed 3 earned runs, 2 Ks, and 2 walks. Now, Tomoyuki Sugano is coming off his team winning despite him allowing 7 earned runs in 5 innings. The Rays were up 8-1, 8-2. And the Orioles came back and won 22-8. It was wild. Sugano is just off for me. I can't figure him out. He's been much better on the road than he's been at home, and he just got lit up in smoke, but he's not looked good now for 3 or 4 starts. On the road, he's made 8 starts, allowed 16 earned runs, opponents hitting 243 against him. His splits are okay. Lefties 249, 756, and righties 283, 769. But Nate Eovaldi was lights out before he got hurt. Absolutely lights out. And now will he go back to it? In 6 starts at home, he's only allowed 8 earned runs. 28 2/3, he's only allowed 23 hits. His splits are phenomenal. Now the Orioles are really hitting. The Orioles are really hitting 245, 769 OPS. While the Rangers, that's last 30 days versus righties, while the Rangers just 238, 709. And both bullpens have been very good. Now you wouldn't get that idea from watching this series, but the bullpens have been very good last 30 days. Orioles 3.39 ERA, while the Rangers 2.78. So that's the situation. Roof will be closed. Let's take a look at the line history here. We have this total at 8, minus 111 to the over. It opened up at 8, minus 113 to the over at 5:33 p.m. Less than 3 hours later, it's an 8.5, and it's a legit 8.5 at a pick'em. Comes back to 8. So overall, we've had 2 cents of movement to the under, despite this going up to 8.5 for a long period of time. Then, from a money line standpoint here, move over here. From a money line standpoint, we have the Rangers minus 136. This line's moving away from them. Open up minus 148. A 12-cent move away from them. An 8-cent move towards the Orioles from plus 133 to plus 125. Again, I just think Sugano's just a no-go for me. Cash-wise, here for this one, we have 69% of the tickets on the Rangers, 83% of the cash on the Orioles. I mean, that makes me look. God, it's just like optional misery for me with Sugano. Yes, he's been good on the road. Yes, he should be able to bounce back. But it's been a few starts in a row that he's been touched, and 75% of tickets on the under and 62% of cash on the under. So, wow, coin 5-4-3 double play. That's a huge.
Joey Ortiz out of Pacifica High School, man. I was a senior when he was a freshman. I went to Marina, but my buddy played at Pacifica, and he made varsity his freshman year. Joey Ortiz, the kid was tiny. Everyone was like, "How is this? Why is this kid on varsity?" I mean, he showed why. I mean, he's in the bigs right now, but this guy needs to get sent down. He's having a horrible year offensively for the Brewers. Man. That was awful. Sorry, a little vent right there, but
Jesus Christ, you started so positive, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna hype him up," but then send his ass down. Make minimum wage.
He can't get it together, man. I don't know why he's this everyday starter for the Brewers. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. But
why don't you roll into Orioles Rangers, my man?
Yeah, I'm on the Orioles here. I want to be on the Orioles at least. I haven't moved on it quite yet. Kind of want to hear what my guy Jose has to say about this one. I can still get the Orioles right now at a plus 128 at my book, which is a pretty good line, I think. I'm kind of curious. Let me refresh this really quick just to make sure it is the correct line here. But I want to be on the Orioles. I want to be on Sugana here. Does seem like a little bit of a fishy line here. I know Sugana is pretty much the ace here for the Baltimore Orioles, but Eovaldi's having a really good season. He's just like a slight favorite here against the Orioles. Right now, plus 127. So I want to be on the Orioles here in some sort of fashion, whether I don't want to be on the team total 3.5. I want to be on the Orioles here. It seems like it's a fishy line. The line's moving towards the Orioles here. I know the Rangers aren't playing the best baseball, but they're still around a 500 ball club. I think the Orioles are going to start getting it together at least throughout the season. They're not going to make a playoff run, but I think that they can get to at least maybe like 5 games under 500, maybe even 500 at some point this season. I want to be on the Orioles here, plus 127. Nothing, I'm not going to move on it quite yet. I kind of want to wait on this game a little bit. This game doesn't go off for another 6 hours. But the Orioles are definitely my lean here and the Sugano side.
Yeah, I get it. I wonder if it's enough of a move, honestly, towards the Orioles with 80% of the cash on them. Would we want a little more than that?
I mean, it's still a plus 120. What are you getting right now? Well, you read it off like a plus 122, I think.
Plus 125.
Plus 125. Okay, so not too much movement towards the Orioles, but the line's still not moving with Eovaldi on the mound, who's got an ERA under 2 this season.
No, that's well put. That's the key, right? That's got to be the key.
But we still have, like I said, 6 hours until this game. So I think the line's only going to move towards the Orioles. Like this will probably close around a plus 120, plus 122, depending on your book. So if we want to back them, we probably should back them now. Jose, what do you have to say about this one?
I obviously lean Orioles here. I just think I probably have to stay off, honestly. Evaldi's numbers against the Orioles are okay. His last start against them was in 2024. He got crushed. 5 innings, 8 hits, 6 earned runs on 3 home runs. That was at home too. It's Orioles or pass. I'm kind of fighting over whether I want to move on. Whether I want to move on or not.
Yeah, second start coin for Evaldi off the IL. No, I agree. I mean, you look at this, this would be what I would think would be Razor's gambler's first glance here.
Yeah.
You look immediately at Eovaldi's numbers; they're phenomenal, but he is coming off the IL, and then you have Sugano coming off getting lit up and smoked. So everybody has that bias, and yet this line's moving towards the Orioles. Interesting
enough, Jim. The Orioles are plus 135 first 5. They're actually. So they do think Eovaldi. I think they probably more think that the Rangers bullpen is vulnerable, that Eovaldi's not going to go more than 5 innings today, maybe, because it's only a 7 cents difference, or 8 cents difference, but it's worth noting too. So plus 135 first 5. I wouldn't move on them first 5. I can tell you that right now. It would only be full game here. I would trust them full game.
AM says the total is suspiciously high. I'd like to back it up here quickly and take another look at this one. So we have an 8 juice to the over in this run suppressing ballpark. The Orioles are down to plus 120 here at 365. So they're plus 120 full game and plus 135 first 5. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
Rangers are minus 20 cents difference for the Rangers. Deacon, I got you, man. Hey, I got paid in the ball game as well. So, hey, man.
By the way, I figured out why Deacon's so crabby every day. He says I average 5 hours of sleep a night. I go to bed at 1 2 a.m. Wake up at 6:30. I'd be pissed off too if I had to fucking only sleep 5 hours. Need some 8 hours, Deacon. Need 8 hours.
Oh, I wish I could get 8 hours.
I don't get 5 hours.
I say I get 5, maybe 6 if I'm lucky.
I don't get 5. But I don't need to get into that. Everybody will know when they have kids, man. 2-1 Mets here. 2-1 Mets. Also, it's not the kids. Really, honestly, it's not. It's just the fucking prep. Prep is insane.
Yeah.
All right. 2-1 Mets here. And there's the bottom of the 4th. We need more runs. I mean, we've had all the chances. Being ducks on the pond throughout. But we have no out here still in this
a lot of time.
4th. So maybe we get a little bit more. Okay, let's roll on. But I agree. The Orioles are the spot. I just wonder with the 20-cent difference if it's better just to bet live. If they're telling us that Eovaldi's going to pitch better. It can be very fun, Wager. It can be very fun, my friend. And Deacon said it's called life. Shit happens and never ends. There you go.
Oh, it definitely ends at some point. It fucking definitely ends at some point.
That's true. All right, let's talk about the game I want to talk the most about. We had picks from Dave, discussed the spot, Astros, Rockies here at Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Astros 51-34, 19-20 on the road. Rockies 19-66, 8-33 at home. And Hunter Brown has made one start at Coors Field. It was in 2023, long time ago. Went 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 2 jacks. He's a phenomenal pitcher right now. There's no doubt about that. And AM says he's not going to move on that total. You're not going to move on that total, but. So Hunter Brown, coming off a phenomenal start at home, He's been great at home, on the road. He's been great everywhere. On his way to a possible high, 1.74 ERA, 0.89 WHIP, 118 Ks in 98 innings. He's spectacular. Splits are phenomenal. Going up against Austin Gomber. Austin Gomber looked great in that 3-1 loss home versus the Dodgers. Now, the first start at home, he got destroyed. The second start at home against the Dodgers, he looked great, and he got me paid. That first 3 plus a half at plus 115 against the Dodgers was a great score. Lefties, he's had 11 at-bats against lefties, or 1 for 11 against them. Righties, it's a different story. 17 for 48 with 4 doubles, a triple, 3 homers. We imagine that this lineup is going to be filled with right-handed bats. And we also know that the Astros are hitting lefties very hard. Now, not nearly as hard as they were. They had an OPS over 1,000, but those major games against left-handed bats actually happened about 5-6 weeks ago. Astros versus lefties now 255, 785 OPS. Now, it's still good. Rockies, though, 253, 747 OPS. And the Astros obviously have this huge bullpen advantage. So I am an Austin Gomber fan. Let's talk about the righties that we expect in this Astros lineup against Austin Gomber. And I'm not a fan of his. I have a positive ROI with him. He's worked here. Dave says Gomber notoriously gets run support. And the Pirates are now up 4-0. It's going to be all right-handed bats. Caratini and Hummel are the switchies, so they're going to hit from the right side. So just a parade of right-handed bats for Gomber. Now it's consecutive home starts. And again, you've already know Dave and I are high on them. Let's go through the weather here in Colorado. 93 Fahrenheit, feels like 85, 9.8 miles per hour to left, gets up to 10.7 miles per hour. It's offensive, but not as offensive as Fenway. This is a 21% home run, 21% runs, plus 21. Plus 25% homers, plus 10% doubles and triples, and plus 12% singles. So let's take a look at this line history here and hand it over to Wine Time. We have the Astros at minus 240. They opened up minus 244. It's, it's a good sign. It's an appealing sign. Take a look at this total. From a total standpoint here, we have, waiting for this. Here we go. We have a 10.5. That's what it opened at. It opened at 10.5. Actually, it opened at 11. Excuse me. Sorry, I was looking at 10.5 juice to the over. This opened up at 11, 5:37 p.m. yesterday. Minus 111 to the under. The actual initial move was towards the over. And it wasn't just small. It was 15-cent move towards the over. Now we're back down to a 10.5. So a half-run move towards the under. Paredes over 1.5 bases in the pod. Now 5-0 Pirates. Wow. So when we get to the cash flow for the Pirates spot here, for the Rockies spot here, we have 89% of the tickets on the Astros and 93% of the cash. Yet this line's not moving towards them. You have 66% of tickets on the under, but 81% cash on the over. Wine Time, take it away for us here. An interesting one at Coors.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one right here, Jim. Hunter Brown, I mean, I've been watching this guy pitch, man, and he's got some electric stuff. He's got lights out pitching stuff right now, man. It's crazy to watch. I didn't think he was going to be this good, and he's pitching really well right now. But yeah, I mean, he's only pitched in Coors Field one time in his career. He touched on it. He had 4 earned runs in that game, 5 or 6 hits in that ball game. Was a couple years ago. He is a better pitcher now than he was a couple years ago. Still a tough place to play, which is why we always see these totals so high. I was on the Rockies yesterday, guys. I said, I'm not going to bet Rockies games this year. I did it yesterday. They go down 6-1, end up losing the game 6-5. I think that might be the last time I ever take a bet on the Colorado Rockies. But with that being said here, I kind of lean towards the Rockies here, maybe in the first 5. I like Gomber, and he does get run support throughout his career. I mean, if you look at his numbers aren't good. He's got an ERA over 6 this season. But I do think he can maybe pitch decently well here in this game. I'm not going to take anything in this ball game personally. I want nothing to do with this after losing in a Rockies game yesterday. But I like where you're going here with the first 5 with you guys. I mean, he's been a profitable pitcher in those circumstances. You just can't really trust the Rockies full game. And this total being a 10.5, I actually kind of lean towards the under in a way because maybe both these pitchers do pitch a little bit well. We saw the total hit at 11 yesterday, and that was because the Astros scored 6 runs, I think, in the first 2 or 3 innings, didn't score again the rest of the ball game. I do think that this could probably be an under spot. I think that Boston Red Sox game, once that becomes available, I need to move on the over in that spot. That's the over game today, the over 9.5 in that game. But this is going to be nothing for me. I want nothing to do with this game. This is going to be a pass for me, Jim.
It's interesting. Bayo's listed at the books in game 2.
Wow. Let me
but
check.
that game 1 must have. Has that game 1 started yet? No, it hasn't.
No, 11:30 in 5 minutes, actually.
But I don't know why he's listed.
I still don't have a line or a pitcher.
I don't want to sit here and think that Hunter Brown is going to get touched here, although we have AM on the over, and I get it. The first 3, a plus a half, is minus 105.
I mean, it's kind of weird, too. You're seeing Hunter Brown on the mound. We're seeing a total of 10.5. Like, like the first initial look would be the under, but then you have to think it's at Coors Field. It's an offensive-friendly day. It's a tough cap right here, man. I want nothing to do with this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I can get there either. AM saying the pressure was much higher yesterday, which made the under a good bet. Today, the hot temps and very low pressure. We'll be happy to be on an over here no matter who is pitching, which is an important note also as well for our live action. If it starts out quite low scoring, I mean, I don't see how Hunter Brown can just roll through. The Rockies are hitting right now. I'm going to need more time on this spot. I was thinking that we'd cap it and I would end up with Comber, but I find it very difficult here. So, all right. El Dorado saying Hunter Brown too good, maybe. All right. Let's roll on. Let's roll on from Coors Field and head over to T-Mobile Park. This is a spot I really want to talk about. And I have interest in the Mariners again in the future market. And I'm not going to do anything, obviously, with the Astros playing the Rockies. And I don't know if I would even bother with. Right now, they're pretty big favorites to make the playoffs. So I don't know if there's anything available. But I'm back to believing in this Mariners squad, especially their pitching staff. And I told you guys I think Kirby's just going to shove the rest of the season. And Logan Gilbert, what's he going to do? I mean, we know at home he lights out. Just on the road, he gets touched. And at home, he's had 6 starts. He's allowed 8 earned runs. In 6 starts and 30 2/3, he's allowed 14 hits. He has been very good. Yeah, Malamal, we were talking about earlier. So I like this Mariners squad, but their sticks have been an issue. But they're hitting right now, and they're hitting lefties. Noah Cameron coming in after being touched up a couple times. Last start, he allowed 5 earned runs over 4 innings. Now he got touched up at home versus the Dodgers. 2.79 ERA, 1.01 whip. On the road, he's had 4 starts. He has allowed 3 earned runs. He's been great. 146 opponent's batting average. So these, he got touched by the Dodgers at home. And Logan Gilbert coming off getting touched at the Rangers on the road. But now he's back to where he wants to be. And both bullpens have been good, especially the Mariners bullpen. So that's the situation. T-Mobile Park is the least offensive ballpark expected today. 70 Fahrenheit, feels like 68, 6.3 miles per hour in, dies down to 5.4 miles per hour. T-Mobile is minus 6% overall, but plus 1% homers, minus 9% doubles and triples, and minus 4% singles. And then when we get to the line history here, this total is down to a 7. I thought this had jumped up to 7.5, but it never did. The over 7 opened up at minus 119 to the over. It was plus 106 to the under initially. Now it's minus 112 to the under. So 18 cents of movement towards the under. And then when we get to the cash flow for this one, we have 87% of the tickets and 77% of cash on the under. 61% of tickets on Logan Gilbert and the Mariners, and 85% of the cash. So big bets coming in on Logan Gilbert. Why don't we take another look at the money line here again for them? They're big favorites, minus 174, but they open up minus 172. Line's not moving towards them. We have Jose Bouquet back in business. Take it away for Mariners Royals.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what the Mariners do at the trade deadline. If they get serious and actually trade for a bat or two, then I'll be more interested in them division-wise. Obviously the price will go down, whatever. But I don't trust Jerry Dipoto to do the right thing at the end of the day. So.
No, he was trash in LA. He's trash here, but their pitching staff is so good. The question more is it possible that the Astros falter?
I think so, but the most impressive thing about the Astros is that they've been doing all this, and Jordan's been hurt this whole time.
It sounds like Jordan might not come back.
Yeah, he had the setback yesterday. I think it was. He had a setback yesterday swinging. So, yeah, I mean, and I don't believe in the Astros. I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs. So, I'm shocked to see this. I think this division is one of the more interesting ones in baseball. But I have nothing in this game. This is a little bit too overpriced for me, and I don't trust the Royals, so nothing. It's a fascinating series and division.
Yeah, you guys know where I stand with this Mariners team, man. They make me want to throw my phone against the wall every time I watch them play. I had the under in the last 2 games, just barely missed it. Games that should have gone under too. They don't make sense to me a lot of the time. This Mariners team sometimes wants to show up and hit, sometimes they don't. They do have some good bats in the order. I mean, if you talk about the top 4, J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozareno, like they got some good bats. They're really missing 1 or 2 more. Arozareno's got to get it together, I think, a little bit more, but he's been seeing the ball really well, especially the last couple of games, man. He's been locked in, and when that guy gets locked in, we've seen him play at a very high level. We saw him do it with the Rays. We saw him doing the World Baseball Classic. He definitely is a good baseball player out there. They really got to just come together a little bit more, I think, offensively. But you mentioned it. This pitching rotation is nice. I like that they have a good rotation. That's the number one thing about them. But Cal Raleigh, yeah, this guy is just out of his mind right now. Like I thought he was going to eventually slow down. It doesn't look like this guy's going to slow down anytime soon. It's pretty crazy to watch seeing it. But with that being said, I want to move on the under again. I've gotten burned the last 2 games. But why would I do that? But at the same time, I feel like I should because this does, in fact, seem like an under spot with both these pitchers on the mound. I don't really like either of these batting orders other than the top 4 in Seattle. Kansas City bats do not scare me by any means. They scored early on in that game and just ended up holding on in that ball game. But I want to move on the under here in this spot. I don't know if I'm going to do it just because I feel like I lose like a year of my life watching this Mariners team every time I watch them play because I just never have a good read on this ball club. It's one of the ball clubs I don't have a good read on, although I know them so well. Like I watch a lot of their games. They're very frustrating to watch from not a fan standpoint and from a fan standpoint because you feel like they can be so much better than what they are. But with that being said here, I like the under here. I don't know if I can get to the window on it. I don't know if this is too low, but it's at a 7 right now, -110. That would be my only look here in this game. But I think by the end of the night, I won't have a bet in this ball game.
I'd like to be on the Mariners -1. I can't take the double result because the volatility is too low with a 7, especially 7 juice to the under. And then Jerry Davis says Cameron brought back to 17.5 from 15 to 16 the last couple of games. A Don Play in the house says Casey can't hit worth shit. So I'm going. I guess I'm going to need a sign from the books, and they're also indicating that Noah Cameron's going to pitch well here, and so AM's Mariners. The Mariners opening line yesterday was strange. It was short. And they're expensive today for a reason. So I agree with that, AM, but I do want to see maybe I guess it's just, Royals won yesterday. Maybe -174 is a big favorite spot here against Noah Cameron, who I guess at first glance has better numbers than Logan Gilbert, but we know not to trust them. So maybe it's fine.
Logan Gilbert, I think, is the better pitcher on the mound here. Once he finds his stuff and gets in the groove and is able to actually throw 90 to 100 pitches each outing, this guy's one of the best in baseball,
especially at home. Okay, I think I probably still get there. I think I probably still get to the Mariners, but it's going to take a little time. I'm just still beating myself up for not live betting the A's. I guess it was just you're multitasking and should have pulled the trigger there. Mistake. All right, let's talk about the only game I've moved on. The question is, do I double down? And I didn't just move on them. I took them double result. That's the Arizona Diamondbacks. Just 2 games left on today's show. We're in Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Roof, of course, will be closed. Giants 45-41, 20-24 on the road. Diamondbacks 43-42, 22-21 at home. Landon Roop is being great. Don't get me wrong. He's being great. But at home, on the road, he's being more vulnerable. He's still being pretty good. He's allowed 24 earned runs in 10 road starts over 47 and a third. He's allowed 7 home runs in those 47 and a third. 276 opponents batting average. Lefties hitting 226 with a 662 OPS. Righties 296 with a 766 OPS. So righties hit them harder than lefties. The real interest here is how good this lineup has looked. Diamondbacks lineup I'm talking about with the injuries that they're facing. Because right now against righties last 30 days, 259, 803 OPS. You won't see a higher OPS, Major League Baseball, than the Diamondbacks versus righties. I believe it's top. If they're not number 1, they're number 2. I can't quite remember. But we know that Roop is getting hit by right-handed bats. So Perdomo and Marte will hopefully hit from the right side. Pavin Smith, Josh Naylor are lefties. But then Genie, Lourdes, both from right. And then Herrera, the catcher, will be hitting from the right. Is that enough? Probably. Probably. JM says no is going to be the bet somehow. I mean, yes, they're saying it's low volatility here, but we talk about what numbers do we trust? What numbers do you trust? And do I think Noah Cameron is a great young pitcher? Yes. Do I trust he's got a 2.79 ERA, 1.01 whip? Yes, overall. But you back him. They're saying that you back him on the road, but the sample size is too small at 24 and a third. I think that the tape is out on him, but we'll see. But here with this Roop start, I want to fade him, and I want to back Merrill Kelly. He's looked excellent. 1.07 whip. He's been very, very good. At home, he's had 9 starts, and he's not been quite as dominant. He's allowed 7 of his 11 home runs at home. He's allowed 40 hits in those 51 2/3, but 19 earned runs, 205 opponents batting average. Splits are excellent. The Giants are not hitting righties, 236, 96, and the Giants bullpen has struggled while the Diamondbacks bullpen's been bad all year. So with all that being said, let's take a look at this line history and then hand it over to a Wine Time Sports. Line history-wise, the Diamondbacks are minus 138. Wow. Minus 138. So still 7 cents of movement towards them, but not very much. Not very much. Let's get to the total here for this one. From a total standpoint, we have this at 8.5 at a pick'em. It opened up at 8 minus 114 to the over. So being 8 cents of movement to the under. Again, I just don't trust Roop. Shout out to Guillermo Zertucci in the house. What up, G, my man? And then when we get to the cash flow for this one, we have, where is it? Here we go. 58% of the tickets on Arizona and 53% of the cash. 78% of tickets on the under and 65% of cash. Maybe this is I'm just comfortable. I want the Diamondbacks. I want Merrill Kelly. I want to fade Roop on the road. Wine Time, take it away.
I would only be on the Diamondbacks here in this spot, Jim. You and Jose both know how much a fanboy I am of this team. I just love the bats in this order. Even despite having Corbin Carroll out, you just got to talk about guys like Ketel Marte, one of the best players in the game of baseball, if you ask me. Gino Suarez, a powerful bat, hitting 5th, and a good glove over that third base as well. Lourdes Gurriel, I would love if the Angels would just do a straight up trade swap, Taylor Ward for Lourdes Gurriel. I would take Gurriel any day over Taylor Ward. But I like this Diamondbacks team. I think they're going to get going here. They've got to get going at some point. I know they've been around 500 pretty much all season long. We've been on them in certain spots, and we've cashed on them in certain spots. I think that was my only win officially on Twitter yesterday, was their team total over 4.5 in the Diamondbacks money line. We got there pretty easily. It took like 1 or 2 innings for those bats to get going. And that's all it takes for these guys. This batting order is deep. I like what they have over there. And I like Merrill Kelly. This is the number 1 pitcher on the staff here. I know Gallen was kind of that number 1 throughout the years, but this guy's kind of always been a close 2. But I like Merrill Kelly. I like his stuff. I think he can go out and dominate this lineup from the Giants. I'm not high on these Giants bats. Guys, if you guys want to watch something funny, go watch the replay last night of Rafael Devers rounding third base and getting thrown out at home. That fat ass, man. Oh my gosh, that was awful watching, man. Like, if you guys watched that, like, it was crazy. Nuts. Shout out to Rafael Devers. He's a killer at the plate. You guys know how high I am on his bat, but just watching him run and get thrown out at the plate and it wasn't even close, and he got called safe, and they reviewed it, within 10 seconds, and they're like, oh, the runner's out. But shout out to him for that. That's the only bat in that order that I actually trust. I don't like this Giants batting order. I've talked about it this season. I know they've been winning ball games, but what are they, only like 3 or 4 games over 500 at this point right now? This team was rolling early on. This isn't going to be a 500 team by the end of the season. That's just my opinion. I know they went out and grabbed Devers, but Devers is still just one man, and he hasn't really gotten it going for them quite yet. And Giants ballpark is it's kind of it's a lot harder to hit there than Fenway, I can tell you that. So I like the Diamondbacks here in every way, shape, or form. I will most likely be on the -1 before game time. I want to see the lineups get posted, all that stuff. We still have quite a ways away, but I think I'll be too late on the money line, because I think in a couple hours this is going to get up to a -145, possibly -150. But I know I'll be able to get a -1 for around +100, maybe +110. So I will be on the -1 in the Diamondbacks here in this spot. This is probably going to be the lean that I actually move on. Nothing as of right now, but I like the Diamondbacks here.
I try not to. It's helped me not caring about what happened yesterday or the day before, and just focus on each game as an individual situation. But AM says Giants 4-game losing streak, not scoring more than 2 runs in each game, priced to +120. This seems odd to me. I wonder if I just think Roop is vulnerable on the road. But then TJ says, note the Diamondbacks are one of the worst teams versus the sinker, and Roop throws 40% sinkers. So a lot to think about here. TJ says, if I can get +135 on San Francisco, I will bet them value to me. Jose Bouquet, Giants, Diamondbacks.
Yeah, it's a stay off game for me. I found this to be a little difficult. I was a little surprised that Merrill Kelly was -145. To be honest here, I was expecting -130, -125-ish. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm overinflating Landon Roop because he dominated against the Red Sox the other day. But yeah, I just stayed off this game, and you just mentioned Corbin Carroll, wine time. So I won't be betting on the Diamondbacks today. No thanks.
All right, let's talk about our final spot on the board. The Rays did win 6-5. Really, really should have.
Sucks, Lynn. Damn, can't believe I just pushed it. Yeah, that's a tough push right there, Lynn. Oh, man, that's rough.
Yeah, they have not been the bullpen's not looked good now for a couple of weeks. So AM also looking at the Giants there. Okay, don't forget, we're going to put together friends and family. Chang has asked for a best bet from each of us here. This is our final spot on the board. And we have Brandon Eisert pitching. Is Burke the primary? Or is Burke not even going at all? Yeah, Burke is the primary. Okay, Burke is the primary. Okay. So let's break this one down. White Sox, Dodgers here. Dodger Stadium, Los Angeles, California. Let's start with the weather here in Los Angeles. 71 Fahrenheit. Feels like 71 Fahrenheit, but warmer than usual here for night, Los Angeles. 7.2 miles per hour to right field, dies down to 6.3 miles per hour. I accidentally clicked on some fucking, tent city video in LA, and now it's just one after another of street interviews. And I can't seem to get it off my phone, man. It's just like one after another of, God, man. Tough down there. Very, very tough. And I apologize for losing focus. We have Eisert going first, and he's been okay this year. 2-1, 4.33 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. He is a lefty, and the Dodgers are hitting lefties, hard, 264, 770. But then Sean Burke comes in after not allowing a run in his last start. Now, that was at home. On the road, he's been lit up in smoke. 22 earned runs over 5 starts, 272 opponents batting average. He's allowed 6 home runs on the road. Now he's allowed 6 at home. Splits are fine. Kershaw has looked quite good coming off 3-1 win at the Rockies. I did manage to cash that first 3+1/2, but it wasn't on Kershaw getting touched. He did get touched for the solo shot, but nothing after that. He's had 4 starts at home, 10 earned runs allowed, 244 opponents batting average. Splits look great. And the White Sox are hitting lefties kind of decent, better than they hit righties. 244, 694 OPS last 30 days. And the White Sox have a legitimate bullpen advantage. Does that mean you want to back them? I don't know about that. Dodger Stadium -3% overall, +13% homers, -7% doubles and triples, and -4% singles. Let's take a look at the line history here. From a total standpoint, we have a 9 minus 114 to the over. This opened up a 9 minus 112 to the over, so no movement. And then on the money line here, let's get over to the money line. On the money line, we have Kershaw and the Dodgers minus 306. They opened up minus 300, just 6 cents of movement towards them. And TJ says, what an outing by Clay Holmes. Gives up a home run to the first batter of the game and then pitches 5-1 scoreless, gritty. Then let's get to the cash flow for this Dodgers White Sox spot. 80% of the tickets, 66% of cash on the Dodgers. 87% of tickets on the under, and 94% cash on the under. Our last spot on the board, Jose Bouquet, take it away for White Sox Dodgers.
I'm shocked that people are getting a 4.5 for that K prop for Clayton Kershaw. Matty Ice just put he's on it. He only needs 3 for 3,000. It's nuts. It seems low, but I'm off this game. I think he might get touched up just based off that K prop number, if I'm going to be honest. So nothing for me.
Wine Time Sports, White Sox Dodgers.
Nothing for me in this game, Jim. I've got a loaded card today already. If I had a lean in this game, if we're talking about White Sox Dodgers, I mean, the Dodgers, these guys are hitting on all cylinders right now, man. These guys are seeing the baseball really well at the plate right now. This entire batting order, they're hitting on all levels right now. It's crazy to see, man. I think the Dodgers were going to be at this point 22 games over 500. Just absolutely wild the way this team's playing right now. I mean, they're priced this way for a reason, but it's also the White Sox here. I don't know. I have a lean towards the under because I don't think that White Sox are going to get too much on the board here, and Clayton Kershaw can go out there and pitch pretty well. But this is going to end up being a pass for me. I want nothing to do with this game.
Do you think that it's in his head here that he might go for the strikeout and, maybe pitch a little differently than normal?
It's possible, especially against this batting order. He might just try to go out there and attack these guys. What's the longest outing we've seen out of Kershaw this year? 6 innings, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good question. Not too long. Yeah,
I would say 6 innings. How many does he need?
He needs 3.
Oh, yeah. He'll probably get it pretty quickly. I'm going to guess he's going to go out there and try to get it in the first 2 innings. Probably get 1 or 2 in the first and 1 or 2 in the second. But that leaves some room for vulnerability as well. So it's just, I don't want to take the Dodgers here, and I don't want to back the White Sox at this price. I've actually made some decent money backing the White Sox this year, surprisingly. And this isn't a spot I would take them in. Oh, 2-2 Mets. Okay, there we go. All right.
Yeah, it's always a chance.
Let's keep scoring. But yeah, this is going to end up being a pass for me, Jim.
Oh, they will be. They're going to keep scoring here.
Got a runner at second right here.
We have runners on the corners.
Oh, there we go. Nice little, slap that into left field. Let's go.
Runners on the corners here with 1 out. Top of the 6th. AM says VSiN reporting heavy over money and Wager Talk reporting heavy under money. Okay. That's this business, isn't it? The first 3 plus a half is even money. Look, I don't need to get cute here, but I'm going to take a look at that after the show. I mean, you have Isert, then Burke. Maybe it's just to stay off. I'm going to look at that here. First 3 plus half. Those have been quite good to me this year. All right, let's take a look at our best bets here for Chang Kim. We're going to put together a friends and family parlay here. So let's review action and put a bow on the card. Too bad that Reds first 5 was voided. The date change. That would have been a nice little casher. But we have started the day with a casher, but that's being put in peril with this over at Citi Field. 2-2 there. Stacks play today, number 1, Riley Green, over 1.5 bases, minus 110. Stacks play today, number 2, Yankees, team total over 4.5. We have lots of tied after 2s here from our guy, Philly Eagle Flyer. Let's pop. These are his tied after 2s. I'm just going to pop them in the chat for you guys to look at it. Nate Serna looking at Jay's first 5. I'm going to be on the Yankees. Nate, did that not work here? Sorry. I'm going to be on the Yankees here. I haven't bet it yet, but I will be. Those are the first 5 tied after 2s from Philly Eagle Flyer. 9 legacy on the Marlins, Rangers, Yankees. Giants, Mariners run line, Astros run line, and Hunter Brown to record the win. Peralta, 6 or more Ks for Kong. I wonder, do we have a stolen base here? Or, no, he did not go. Let's see how that is looking here. Let's get Kong to get that cash. Peralta, 6 or more, and Peralta's at 6. All right. Cash it for Kong. No surprise there. We have a spooner here. Oh, by the way, Troy Torrance on the Rays Cubs money line parlay. A spooner on the cash the Rays A's over 9. He's on Cardinals. He's on the Cubbies -1. The Mariners Royals under 7.5. Sports scientist Jacob making a bunch of moves here. He cashed the over 8.5. He also cashed the over at 8.5 in Athletics Tampa Bay. The St. Louis money line in peril. Same with Philly money line game 2. Washington team total over 3.5 game 2. He's on the Yankees money line. He's on the Angels first 5 plus a half. On Texas first 5 minus a half. Cubbies. Hunter Brown to record the win. KC versus Seattle under 7.5. Arizona money line -124, and the Cubs +3. So for me, I cashed the first 3 under 2 in St. Louis, Pittsburgh. Then I have. Obviously, I bet the Diamondbacks double result. That's already out there. I'm interested in this game, too, with the Nats. Team total over, or even just the Nats. I want to fade Flaherty. I'm going to study that a little bit more. I have interest in joining Jose on the Mets in game 2. We have the bases juiced here for the Brew Crew. Bases juiced with 1 out. Then Yankees. A possible first 3 under in Toronto. Possible. I'm going to study that longer. I have interest in the over and the Boston Red Sox in game 2 of game 1's playing off that suspended spot, but not a ton of action here. I'm very interested in the Orioles, the Mariners on the -1 line, and then some lukewarm belief in that White Sox first 3 plus a half. So I'm going to get my action out in the next, probably by 5 o'clock, I would guess. Let's hear from you, Wine Time. Oh, and then I'll figure out my favorite spot here in a second. Wine Time, take it away.
Yeah, guys, I want to give you guys, break down my action and where to follow me. And then I'm also going to give you guys a couple of college football futures that I've been looking at here. And I know it's early, but I want to break down a couple of these things. I'm going to be really quick with it. It's not going to be long at all. But as far as my action for today, pre-game action was Cards Pirates under 8 -110. We're 1 out away from getting that right now if all goes well. We're also on the Miami Marlins money line +110. We're also on the Angels money line +120. The 2 added plays that we added to the show is the Nationals team total over 3.5. We paid a lot of juice at -130 for that. We're only in the 5th inning, guys. We're going to see some of these weaker arms coming out of the bullpen from the Brewers eventually. Hopefully the Nationals can get those 4 runs here. It's not over by any means. And then we're also on the Mets Brewers over 8.5 -110, a game I'm watching closely right now. That's my action for today. I'm very close to pulling the trigger on the Diamondbacks -1 as the day goes on. And I'm also very interested in the Boston Red Sox over 9.5, and also the over 9.5 in the Angels game as well. 3 spots that I'm looking at that I will most likely move on. And if I do, I will tweet them out a couple hours before the game time, guys. You can follow me on X at Wine Time Sports. Give me a follow. I think I'm like 15 followers away from 1,000. So if I get to 1,000 today, I'd be stoked about that. And I want to plug the show really quick. The most importantly thing this Sunday, walk-off wagers with me and my guy Spoons Bets. We break down the entire MLB card every single Sunday, 8 a.m. West Coast time, 11 a.m. over there on the East Coast, 10 a.m. Central. And we got my guy Jose on the 1s and 2s. We got special guests coming along the way, giving out winners. Last week we had TJ come on. I'm hoping that we can get.
Hey! Oh, salami!
Good! Grand salami. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, that was, dude, from the time that hit the bat, it was, geez, that is like 110 off the bat right there, man. Shout out to him. That gives us 8 runs right now. We need 1 more run to make it an over. We still have some time, guys. But yeah, walk-off wagers, man. We've had some really successful shows these last couple weeks. We've been having a damn good time doing it too. Got over 200 likes on the last Sunday show, 1.4K views. We're just, every week we're kind of setting different goals for ourselves, hoping we can exceed them, and we have been, and I hope we can continue to do that. It's all because of everyone in the chat showing support out on those Sunday mornings. It means a ton to Spoons, Jose, and myself that you guys come out and support that show. it's a blast. And you guys catch me here every Wednesday and Friday on Betting with the Bag. My guy Jimmy and my guy Jose breaking down MLB, and we'll be breaking down college football here pretty soon. And I'm looking forward to that, which is going to get me into this next little segment. Want to plug you guys in on a team specifically that I was looking at last night, going back and forth with Moose on, and we both agreed on this one. It's going to be the Minnesota Golden Gophers over there. We're going to take their over 7.5 wins plus 120. Can't believe this is plus money. This team, PJ Fleck has his team heading in the right direction, as he always does. He's a very good coach. He knows how to build a team culture. We've seen it year in and year out wherever he goes with the personnel that he has. Key returner was the running back Darius Taylor. This guy had a really good year last year, especially behind an offensive line that wasn't super talented. He's returning for his junior season. He's going to share the backfield with a guy named AJ Turner, who's coming off a big year as well. Let's see. Marshall transfer, AJ Turner. Yeah, coming off a big year. This is going to be one of the best 1-2 punches in the Big Ten. They also bringing in a younger quarterback that got mentored by Max Brosmer last season. Hearing a lot of good things about him. He's got all the tangibles to be good. That's the only question mark we have. And it's like, oh, you're question mark the quarterback. Yes, but at the same time, I'm going to trust that he knows this offense fairly well. They moved up Greg Harbaugh Jr. from co-offensive coordinator to OC this year. PJ Fleck will probably still be calling the plays, but it's kind of like a position change and more money for him. Danny Collins is the new DC. They just lost Corey Heatherman to Miami, Florida. That shows you what kind of coaches this guy PJ Fleck brings in and who he trusts. He brings guys within these programs that he's been building, guys that he trusts. And so whoever he trusts, I trust. This team won 8 games last season. They probably could have won 10 games. They were in every single game was a 1-possession game. It seemed like this team fights. They also grabbed Logan Loya from UCLA, a kid that can do it all, not only in the passing game, but in the blocking game as well. This kid's a really good blocker. He's not afraid to go out there and hit someone. He's not, if he goes 0 for 0, he's not mad about it. That's the kind of kid you want over there in Minnesota. And don't get me wrong. And they also have returning probably one of the best, let's see, what's his name right here? Coy Parrish, guys. Remember the name. He's going to go in the first round in 2 years. He's a true sophomore going into this year. He was all Big Ten last year as a freshman. He was all second Big Ten as a return specialist. This kid had 5 interceptions as a freshman last year. This kid's got NFL written all over him. This team's going to go over 7.5 wins. I have them projected at 9 wins, 8 wins at the very minimum. We're getting good value at plus money. I don't think this is going to be plus money for too long once all the spring camp and reports come out here these next couple weeks because this team has continuity as well. I'm going to trust them this season. So that's going to be my play. I'm going to give out to you guys little futures. Minnesota Gophers over 7.5 plus 120. I love this.
I love it too. Over 7.5 at plus 120. Let's get into friends and family here. So what is your friends and family best spot on the board?
All right, guys. My family and friends' best spot on the board is going to be the Miami Marlins money line.
Marlins money line for wine time. Mine, and we're going to hear Jose's action, is I'm going to give, and I know that the sinker is an issue for the Diamondbacks against Root, but I think Root will struggle on the road. And I think Merrill Kelly is going to show that or Ryan Nelson. Ryan Nelson's a beast, but I'm going to take Diamondbacks first 5. I know it's juicy, but it's a friends and family parlay. So there we go. Then Mr. Bouquet, review your action and then your best bet, my friend.
Yeah, I'm on the New York Mets game 2 money line plus 102. I am on the New York Yankees minus 123. I am on the aforementioned Marlins plus 106. I am on the Los Angeles Angels plus 112. And can't bet it yet because there's no starter, but I'm going to be on the Boston Red Sox game 2 money line. I'll tweet that out without a line and then figure out the line when I bet it here later. By the way, I just want to mention that the Brewers are now, the Mets are now plus 120 in game 2. I bet them at plus 102. So that's fucking annoying there, to say the least. So watch out there. But my best bet is the New York Yankees plus minus 123.
There's a rumor that Aaron Judge is not going to be in the lineup.
Oh, man, that fucking big motherfucker wouldn't.
Gotta be it. That's gotta be it.
And I'm talking about Well, okay. Well, that's worrisome about the Yankees line, but I'm more worried about that.
But do you still want that for friends and family?
Yes. And by the way, good news. I was looking at the first 5 line. Thank God. I was looking.
I was going to say I didn't see that much movement. I was confused.
Thank the Lord there. Yes. If even if he's not in, this line is still fishy.
Okay.
And I think that they know, they meaning the books, they know more and they know first before us.
All right, let's pop Wine Times action in the chat. I now leave for Ottawa. I got to drive to Ottawa for a wedding. We have betting with Bouquet Thursday and Friday here on the channel, and I will be back on Medicate Monday on Monday. But let's pop. Please support. Let's get Wine Time to 1,000 followers today. Hit this link and support our guy Wine Time. But I got to rock. I got to roll and hit the road here. But there is a Wine Time text handle. Hit it. And I got the kids screaming. I said I'd be done at 2 p.m. So they're pissed off. So I'm going to bounce. I got the kids out of here, so I got to bounce. Wine Time, spectacular job here, my friend. Hit that link for Wine Time, and please support our guy. I'm going to wait. I need Judge in the lineup. I need Mr. Belvedere says, please raise your energy level for tomorrow's show. He's got that. Don't worry. He's going to be pumped up, man. Pumped up. Big Daddy Boom, Mal, Nathan Cerna, Mr. Belvedere, just my 2 cents. Dougie Wise, Timmy Two Shoe, Calvin Washington. Thank you guys so much. DC Capper AM, Jerry Davis, Ash Patel. Thank you. Justin McKelvey. Thank you guys all. Wager Detective, Gorky, Joshua Alexander, truly, Robert Franklin, Kelly McInnes. All of you guys, we can't do it without you. So thank you so much for your support. Is that up, Aaron? Tell me no. Thank you guys. Truth Teller, Mike Wilkerson. Last one left. Thank you guys so much. Matty Ice, thank you for rocking with us. Big Daddy Boom. Thank you guys. Dylon, Irish King. Thank you. Truly, truly, thank you. Jose, can you please bless our action and leche us into the future, my friend?
Yep. Good luck on the road, Jimmy. On the road to Ottawa, the Yellow Brick Road paved in money and winning bets.
Let's go
here today.
Good
so
start.
let's have
off
a day.
to Ottawa, baby.
Off to Ottawa. By the way, Joey Ortiz, the one that hits that grand slam for you guys. So Wine Time, I expect you to apologize to your friend out there.
I never did it, but yeah, he just went to my buddy's school.
No, Wine Time. You guys are best friends. You fucking know it. So you better text him and tell him I'm sorry. Leche, a Los Bookmakers.